make a sub above.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Hi, I'm Agent Simon Irv Pro with CRSF. What is CRSF? We're the Cleanup and Restoration Special Forces.
Hoorah!
We're ServPro's first responders to your property's disaster. Admit it, you're no good at handling disaster alone. Like when you got dumped in high school by Janet Fillmore. She married three-time world champion yodeler Jovan Bovic. With the Janet disaster, you didn't have a team. Now, you have a team. Elite ServPro operatives, highly trained in disaster cleanup and restoration. If it's fire damage, Agent Fred Iyer. From burnt to unburnt, he does that. But oh wait, it's water. Boom, Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge. But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation. And finally, Agent Smith. He's in charge of restoring your property to its original state. So if you sprung a leak, lit your curtains on fire, or your insulation looks like week old bagels, call ServPro.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
This is gonna be the best day ever. You got me looking so fresh. I can't get no better. Baby, I'm a T-Rex, ready to rumble, ready to flex. I'm the king of the jungle. Gonna be the best.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Good evening and welcome to Bismarck High Gymnasium, the Carlgard Gymnasium. Another PSP broadcast. I got myself, Chuck Claremont, and John Gums, Mr. Wrestling of North Dakota. We're on the campus of Bismarck High School, and tonight we start our winter broadcast schedule with a high school wrestling duel between the Legacy Sabres and the Bismarck High Demons. We're going to do a doubleheader. When in basketball terms, we're going to do both boys and girls. Girls will be first, then the boys right now. We're just kind of finishing up some JV stuff, so you get bonus action right now. But it's also a special event as I bring my partner in, John Gums, and Johnny, you're Mr. Wrestler. You're Mr. Dakota Grappler himself, and I want to bring you in because ultimately, this isn't your life necessarily, but man, you have done so much for the the sport of wrestling. 1999, I think you started Dakota Grappler, and for you to come in and be involved with PSP, we just really appreciate it.
Well, I tell you what, it's a lot of fun. We have so many things that have happened over the years with wrestling that just, it's starting to accumulate into something that's even bigger. Adding the girls to the sport is just another step. I'd mentioned before, having ladies in the sport was kind of missing because we had all the cheerleaders as I grew up. We had all, and basically that disappeared. And so I said, now I'm selfish in this way, Chuck, that I said, guess what? We need wrestling moms out there. And these ladies are going to do a heck of a job. The sport is really advancing in the state. The girls, you're going to see some great wrestling tonight. We have a lot of returning state placers, both from Bismarck High and from Legacy. These two teams placed second and third last year, and they're right there in the rankings again this year.
So before we get too much into all the details, let's just kind of step back and say this wrestling duel we got coming up here with the girls, it takes special significance this year.
Yes, it does. Well, I tell you what, we have a very first time an official duel for the girls in the western side of the state in Class A. They had one last year between Central Cass and South Border in the Class B area, but guess what? The girls all wrestle together. I always consider Class B, but they're both Class A and Class B girls all wrestle together, but we have not had an official weight by weight weigh-in, so we are starting at a weight class and moving through so that it is going to be an official duel.
And a little bit different between the girls and the boys. The girls start at 100, and then they'll move through 105, 110, 115, 120. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Well, it's not running football. It's a little different than the boys, though, and ultimately it's kind of even weight classes, the same amount of weight classes for boys, both the boys and the girls.
That is correct. Now, having 14 weight classes for the girls, there's a lot of teams, you think of having 14 people to fill the weight classes. Both these teams will have a couple opens tonight, but they have more than that in the room. Both are sitting with 20-some wrestlers. And, the experience is hard to throw some of those brand new girls in there to fill in some of those spots, but they're going to do well tonight.
And I think one of the things when you take a look at these two teams as a whole is ultimately last year, Scott Nolan, when you talk about wrestling in North Dakota, this guy's an absolute legend. 25 years or 26 years he coached at Bismarck High, 15 titles. And then obviously himself, he wasn't too shabby, 67-0, a couple state championships, went on to Unity. He's the one that the Bismarck Public Schools brought in to start the wrestling program. But things are different this year. Scott Nolan last year, they were all wrestling together in one gym. This year they've broken them out a little bit. And give us a little bit of insight on how that happened this year and how the girls look.
Well, I tell you what, as the sport evolves and we have more and more wrestlers, our schools wanted to be their own entity. And so Bismarck High, they kind of, when they first started the program, they wanted individual coaches for each program, but it just wasn't that way. They had just a few coaches that they could get involved with the program last year. So Scott decided to be kind of the head coach, and there were assistants from all the other schools underneath him. And now they broke up this year. Now, so Legacy has their own coach. It's Rick Ripplinger, whose son actually is a 4-time state champion for Bismarck High. So he's bringing some experience into the Legacy program. And you're going to see the same thing with all the other Bismarck Mandan. They have a lot of girls wrestling.
So every program in Bismarck Mandan, Bismarck High, Legacy, Century, St. Mary's.
Yep.
And man, all 5 schools have a girls wrestling program.
They have their own programs. That is correct.
And the question is going to be, obviously, how many open weights classes are there for each program? And Bismarck High and Legacy, who are ranked number 2 for Legacy in the preseason, number 3 for Bismarck High in the preseason, that these are the 2 programs that are going to almost fill all the weight classes.
Well, I tell you what, these two, as they darken the lights, I think they're going to do the same thing, bring on the ambiance for the ladies here as they come running out. But, they didn't do a lot of duels to start off because they were worried about the opens and not having enough girls. Yep. This is a big experiment and a big step for girls to bring on these duels because guess what? What do the fans do? They want to come and see these girls wrestle, and the duel is a great place to get that going.
And I think the beauty of girls wrestling, too, is what it's opened up is there's the college opportunity for so many of these girls, another level of opportunity for these girls to get their education potentially paid for, lots of open scholarships. I know I listened to you yesterday or an earlier podcast that you talked about that, where there's a lot of college scholarships available for girls in high school wrestling.
If you'd have said to these girls that just started wrestling a few weeks ago or even just last year saying, hey, you have an opportunity to even do this in college if you'd like, they'd have said no way. But guess what? As this evolves, we have 2 programs in the state of North Dakota, Minot State and Jamestown that added girls programs and are always looking for numbers. We have University of Sioux Falls just started a program, Dakota Wesleyan. Other schools that are looking at it, University of Mary is actually looking at it, and so is Northern State. And in that, as these programs develop, these girls will have an opportunity if they want to wrestle at the next level.
Yeah, so again, fans, I'm Chuck Claremont and John Gums joining me in their color here for wrestling. We're in the pregame of wrestling. Shields is our pregame sponsor. We appreciate everything Shields does. Shields offers clothing, footwear, and gear for all your passions, from fishing to fashion. Shields is dedicated to offering you the best retail experience. Shop sporting goods, hunting and fishing gear, clothing, and much more for Shields at Bismarck and Minot. As the pregame rolls on, we come back, we'll talk about the individuals. We'll talk about these teams. Last year they actually had a state tournament. We'll touch on that for each team. And when we come back, you're listening to High School Wrestling on the PSP Network.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
I'm a grateful person on a lot of levels. I've been given so many great opportunities. But most of all, even as a little kid, I was taught a set of values. Like tools for life, hard work, responsibility, and the key to making it all work, commitment.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Back at the Bismarck High Gymnasium, and Chuck Claremont and John Gums. John, back in the pregame, the Shields pregame, and one thing, hey, appreciate the timeout sponsor, Hub International Insurance, they're a timeout sponsor in the field, or not the field tonight, hey, they're on the mat. So Hub's their leading North American insurance brokerage, and appreciate them, and Josh Cattell and Michael Borman, appreciate those Asians. So let's take a look at this. This is last year's state girls wrestling team scores, and this just shows the very first year of wrestling in North Dakota. Okay, we have Central Cass, Class B team. Why is it that this one Class B team is way sitting up there in front of these powerhouse Class A teams? What's going on there, John?
Well, it's kind of interesting because Central Cass is right on the edge of West Fargo, and they're in a growing community. When I talked to their head coach last week, they said they've got, about a graduating class, about 100. So they're not a small. They're probably the largest, if not close to it, the largest Class B school in the state. And so in that, they did a good job recruiting, and they had 20-some girls to begin with. So when they have that number of girls and they started pushing the sport a little bit before some of the Bismarck Highs did, the Legacies and all these, and they just had one step ahead. And they actually, guess what, great coaching staff, and really got their girls going at the right time last year.
So as we take a look at that and come back to our live mat, as the JV matches just finished up for the boys, there was probably a half dozen, I suppose, of those JV matches. 5. Nice that those kids get a chance to get out here and get some wrestling in, and there was really no rhyme or reason in terms of the number of weight classes and the kids that got a chance to get out there and wrestle. But something a little different this year. You said a little change of a rule in terms of JV. You used to wrestle JV and you were done.
Yep.
Now this year, what things changed?
Well, one thing changed in high school across the nation. They crossed out one of the things that if you wrestled a JV match, you weren't able to wrestle in the varsity later. So people had to hold them out, and coaches could prepare then for the duel and say, guess what? They held him out in the JV. There's a chance he could wrestle in the varsity. Well, now it's not the fact. They keep track of every match, but you can wrestle now if you're on the JV and then also on the varsity. Let's say somebody gets hurt or anything where somebody doesn't make weight, they can definitely jump somebody in there. So it makes it a little harder for us broadcasters to predict who's going to be wrestling.
Yeah, it's a whole other world in terms of preparation, because there's the weights. Some people make weights. You're probably going to find out tonight that some kids did make weights. And when you take a look at both girls and boys, this early in the season, girls and boys coming from other events, maybe not getting down to the weights they need to, that's really a big issue when it comes to wrestling in these early duels.
Well, I tell you what, some of those teams that make the state championship football, especially in the boys, the Jamestowns, the Centuries over the years, those type of things, that they make the finals and they're not ready or descent down. They're playing because they're in football weight, we call it. But it takes a few weeks, and with the way it's called OPS or OPC weight cutting plan, you can only lose about 1.5% of your body fat in a week. So there's a descent plan, and also they check body fat before the season starts and being hydrated. So the weight cutting of the years of the past that we remember as we grew up is not what it is.
Yeah, and I'd love to hear that, as obviously, I don't want to say obviously, but I'm the safety council guy myself, and you start taking a look at that, the health and welfare of these kids, that it's important that they have those guidelines, and I think it's made wrestling better for it. Kids are more prepared, and I don't want to say coaches push them differently, but there's a plan. You don't make weight. You recognize that maybe kids maybe come into better shape before the season because they recognize they can't be too far above weight or they're not going to be able to wrestle.
That is correct. In fact, a great example, I'll just mention my son, which I do too often sometimes on here, but he was up to about 190 before the season during football, and he didn't play football, so guess what? He started to work out, get his weight down, and he'll be down to weight a regular normal week because he started early and had a good diet plan instead of Mike and Ike's.
Nothing wrong with Mike and Ike's unless you're a wrestler trying to make weight, right? So let's take a look at these two teams as we look at Legacy and Bismarck High. We showed you on that screen. I'll just pop it up one more time here. That ultimately Legacy finished number 2 last year, just right above Bismarck High, the preseason poll and the Dakota Grappler and the coaches poll. You guys ranked Legacy number 2, just like they finished last year, and Bismarck High was ranked number 3. What are some of the girls in these two programs that we need to look out for tonight and the rest of the season?
Well, I tell you what, Legacy brings a ton of wrestlers back that placed last year. Just some of their lighter weights. Legacy's was really tough. In fact, they didn't separate out weights where you can only wrestle one person in a weight class. You can wrestle multiple. So actually at 100 last year, they had 2 returning state placers, and that is Alicia Kenefek, and then they have Emily Ubodi. She also placed. They also have several other good wrestlers. The other made the finals. Elizabeth, the other sister, the Ubodi, made the finals for Legacy at 115, and that could be a great match later today with, they're both state finalists. With Julia Raggio, you're going to find, and I always apologize about the last name.
It's Ararujo. Yeah. I talked to LJ, who actually plays football for Bismarck High. I went down in the field. I asked Mark how to pronounce it, and he said, come on over. He called LJ over, and I asked him, and he said, it's Ararujo. Well, and so, as I said,
I can't roll my tongue.
Here's what I talked about this before. It's easy with LJ because LJ is like MJ, Michael Jordan. It used to be Michael Jordan. Well, it used to be, in this case, I don't want to say used to be, but in our case, it's LJ Ararujo. It's going to be LJ.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Julia.
Yep.
You're going to know it's Julia.
Exactly.
In this case, she will be wrestling, and when you talk about Julia and you talk about LJ, the first ever in North Dakota brother-sister combination to win the state championship last year, and that's something that they talked about before the season that they wanted bad.
I think that was special. I
Yeah.
tell you what, and we've never had, you think of the whole history of things. She won it as a 7th grader. Now the state is young. She could run it. She's that good. She has a chance to be national ranked. She goes down to national tournaments and fares well against some of the best competition. In fact, she went to the preseason national and was the MVP of the women's division down in Colorado. So she is going to be well known. I have a great feeling on that. I do.
She's the one wrestler in this program tonight that was a state champ last year, as we mentioned, the 100-pound state champ in 2022. And she beat, as you talked about, she actually beat Alicia Kennefack in the semis. Yep. So Alicia Kennefack ended up finishing 3rd. So that's the great thing about this year's wrestling. It's early in the program history, and ultimately for these two programs, there's a lot of young girls in it. There was only a few girls that graduated from last year, and I know Ashley Porter was one for Bismarck High. I think she was second at 145. She's the one senior that actually graduated. So Bismarck High has got a number of wrestlers wrestling that came out this year. I think the numbers that Scott Nolan mentioned, last year there was probably 40 to 50, maybe total. This year there could be up to 70 overall in Bismarck, and that's pretty special for the programs.
The growth is unbelievable. I think that is great. We talk about legacy returning. They do return 10 state placers from last year, and that's how the rankings went. And Central Cass didn't lose anybody either, and that's so you can basically go 1, 2, 3 in the rankings again how they went, because they're still young in the state, and just a few graduate from each team. And Bismarck High, if we go that way, I tell you what, you go up and down their lineup, they are going to be tough. They've got other sisters of wrestlers. You look at Izzy Owens. You have Bridger wrestling in the varsity up there. She's in the mix. And you'll start recognizing these names, because guess what? Wrestling names are wrestling names. You can start finding that out.
There's a lot of wrestling names out there, and I think people are going to get treated to some great wrestling. I was fortunate enough last year when we kicked off the season for wrestling. The first time we had wrestling for PSP in Bismarck, we had the Bismarck High Century Duel, and we had bonus coverage for girls. I think that was pretty special, and I know I went back and watched that, and it's such a great opportunity for PSP to me to be able to bring to the fans throughout not just North Dakota, but hey, people across the country. We're fortunate enough for them to listen in to us, whether it's our live stream. They can surely listen to us. There's also the audio that we're providing now. They can go to psp.network. So if you're listening in, hey, make sure you pass that on to your friends and family. We are going to do the national anthem. When we come back, we will get started with our wrestling between the Bismarck High Demons and the Legacy Sabres.
I'm a grateful person on a lot of levels. I've been given so many great opportunities. But most of all, even as a little kid, I was taught a set of values. Like tools for life, hard work, responsibility, and the key to making it all work, commitment.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Back at the Carl Gard Gymnasium, Chuck Claremont and John Gums. We got a little wrestling getting ready here. They're just announcing some of the girls, and there's some open weight classes here early on. They're going to start at 140, but they're kind of introducing the girls from in the start, where the BHS has an open weight class at 100 in Legacy. Emily Ubari, she will win by forfeit. Bismarck High is also open at 105, and Alicia Kennefack, she will get the open win there. The next weight class, I'm pretty sure, was Izzy Owens, correct?
Correct.
And Izzy Owens as open, that's 110. So now they're going through and introducing the rest of the girls, and we won't get into that. We'll kind of introduce those as we go here. But for us, starting at 140, how's that work?
Well, I tell you what, as duels work in both, boys and girls, they start in the middle. They kind of do a pull out of a hat, a number, and then they go from there, just to get a different, look at things, and people compare for their duels differently as the year goes. It's a little more important, I think, in the boys, because then you can see, who wins that flip, and then sometimes the adjustment of the weights makes a big difference.
Yeah, so as they go through the girls, just kind of crank up a little bit here. You can kind of listen as the PA is introducing the girls. Camry Feist, she'll be wrestling at 130. Tegan Rittenbach, just announcing her.
Yeah, I'm listening to him. He's not announced them how.
Yeah,
we were lucky to have Nolan come over and visit with us.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Let's see, where is our?
And Nolan, yep, right there.
So we've got. Let's see if we can follow this here. Is we know with Legacy right now they just introduced. Yeah, Summer Hannah's at 155 for Legacy. Aubrey Oberson for Bismarck High will be wrestling at 155. Then the next weight class is 170. That's Elizabeth Dahl for Legacy. Will be wrestling Lexi Beckler for Bismarck High. So at 190 is open for Legacy. Camry Anderson, she will get the win at 190 for Bismarck High. Then at 250, Phoenix Linseth, nationally ranked. Phoenix, I think she was like 12th, I think, is a national rank. Phoenix Linseth, so she's at 250. And Brinley Beekler, she will be the 250-pounder for Bismarck High. So few open weight classes, but plenty of wrestling to go around. As we just approach the opening wrestling, I want to thank Shields again, our pregame sponsor, and Hub International's all our timeout sponsors. We also got some additional sponsors tonight. Planet Pizza, appreciate what they've done. They've probably served the Magic City for over 25 years. They're the largest laser tag playground in the region. Mouth-watering pizza, wings, and the 30-inch galactic pizza that are out of this world. Call and order now at 852-1700. Planet Pizza's out of this world. So they're going to bring them all in here.
You're going to do a coin flip here.
Okay, so the captains is Julia Ararujo for Bismarck High. See Linseth, Phoenix Linseth is one of them for the Sabres. And they'll do a coin flip which says, and what does this do in wrestling?
Well, if the team wins, they get to pick odd or even. And let's say, for an example, the very first match is considered an odd match. And if you pick odd, that means that you get your choice basically first.
Okay.
And then it goes to even match, then the other team would get their choice first.
And that's in terms of which wrestler you're putting out in the mat first.
No, that is the choice in the second period of we're going top or not. But if you win the odd, then the other team has to step on the mat first if you pick odd. So it's kind of
there's a lot of it that goes with it. That it's not only up or down in terms of second period. It's also who's putting out a wrestler first.
And this will be pretty cut and dry, but in the men's and the boys, it'll make a big difference because tonight's duel there is going to be close when it comes to how they're going to shift things.
So our first match tonight is the 140-pound match. Paige Bumgardner for the Demons will be wrestling
looks like
Keely Schurmeister for the Sabres. As we can talk about Paige Bumgardner, last year she was 8th in, whoa. Table down.
And, yep.
Go ahead. You can step over there if you need to. She's.
Yeah. Why don't you talk to us a little bit? I'll try to figure this out.
Okay. Yes. There we go. As Paige Bumgarner, as I mentioned, she's out there on the mat right now. She finished 8th in 125, and for the 140-pound for Legacy, it's Keely Schurmeister. Keely Schurmeister did not wrestle last year, so she's early for Keely Schurmeister. And Keely, let me get this out of the way, and the wrestle is on. Here we go, John. First period, both girls up. This is where you specialize in this part, buddy.
Well, we're sitting at the same table, and the table beside us went flipping with all my stuff, so that's okay. Now, as this goes, we're going to have a little bit of control wrestling to start. As we get to some of these weights, some of these girls are still pretty new. But, what's interesting is you can cure them of all the bad habits because they don't have any to start with, in younger wrestling. So a lot of this control, you're going to see styles of coaches will make a big difference early on. How you control wrists, how you take your shots, and how you finish. Some of these guys are really good on top. There, Bismarck High gets the first takedown.
So takedown, Bismarck High leads 2-0. Paige Bumgarner
breaks her down to the mat. And what you're going to see is you're going to see the moves that they're very good at. And they try with girls a lot of times chicken wings and halves to start off. A lot of control there. Let's see if he doesn't get too high. And it's a very good start there.
Off the mat, both girls will come back, and it'll be Schurmeister will be going down.
And as the season goes, their moves will get more advanced. They're both, I guarantee, very, very nervous. Started going out there, and they're going to be a little winded this first night. Getting in wrestling shape is not the same as any other sport, as I know, and the little bit of experience you have too, Chuck.
Absolutely.
Your football conditioning, I don't think quite matched.
There we go. Got her in a cradle right away.
Very good. Trying to get an early pin here, get Bismarck a lead. Tell you what, she's got to fight. One thing you'll notice, a lot of the girls are very, very limber. They can bend in directions that I know I can't anymore.
That's a good job getting out of that by Keely Schurmeister. That cradle looked pretty tight.
And here's another thing you'll notice: the referees. They got 2 referees out there tonight to start off, and it's a good way to train. You have usually a secondary ref that basically just watches for any major illegal moves or anything like that. They protect the edge of the mat. They really don't have much to say about the match going on. The other guy's in control. There's the head referee. And he's
trying to get that half over. Down at the end of the first period where Bumgarner will lead 5-0 over Schurmeister.
Most of the time you're going to notice also that the referees aren't going to go out and pin somebody right away. They're going to not be overly excited. They're going to let these girls wrestle a little bit. And, of course, this, maybe you can debate me, somebody out there along the way, but this is pretty much, like I said earlier, probably the first official duel in the western side of the state where they had official weight classes. They had to weigh in. If they didn't make that weight class, they weren't wrestling. Before they just kind of mixed and matched with somebody. If they weighed 125, they might wrestle somebody that's 130 or try to get them matches.
So they had missed 2-point. They actually had, the official had shown a 2-point near fall. And they did not have that. They didn't see it at the scorer's table, so the official went over. That's kind of the delay right now.
Yep.
As they're checking that out. As we take a.
And they're going to take the points back. There was no points for Legacy anywhere in that match.
So let's just kind of pay some bills again as we're waiting. The UPS store also, we appreciate what the UPS does. Look at it for us. They're located on South Broadway in Minot. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, and Saturday 8:30 to 3. UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. They got it figured out. It is 7, so that was some back points.
Okay.
So Bumgarner's on top. Schurmeister is on the bottom.
Nice little try for a stand-up there. Looks like she's going to work that cross-face cradle again. And Ripliger is getting told to go back already a little bit. That's pretty good.
It's right out on the mat.
But Wyatt Pollard, to the referee, one of the 2 referees, the assistant referee, he's doing a lot of college stuff. He's quite experienced now. I've seen him go out to Jamestown, and he's been, going to the next level. So, good power half here. Got a good view of that in our camera there. A little shadow here in the gym.
We're going to walk that over.
Good job fighting it off. Now back to that crossface.
1:15 left in this period.
Going to try to break that off and try to get up to their feet. That's usually one of the biggest things. When you're on the mat, you're burning a lot of energy. And you got to get that hand control. There we go. So now she's got a hand. And now it's just finding a way to get your legs out in front of you.
Keeley's a junior. Paige is just a sophomore.
And as you can see, it's probably just a little bit more mat time.
Paige is actually a freshman, sorry.
Yep.
38 seconds left in this period. 7-0. Baumgartner leads. There she.
Oh, there's a roll through. She's getting herself in trouble. There we go, and then back in control. No, Baumgartner got a lot of it. There's an escape.
There's an escape, so they got 2 points, back points initially, and then they gave 1 point to Schurmeister for an escape. They have not put it up on the board yet.
You know, last year, Baumgartner got quite a few matches. She ended up placing 8th last year, and she had 35 matches last year. You know, so getting that 35 matches is quite a big deal stepping into this.
So 7-1. Did not get any back points. They did not have her down
trying
enough.
a big headlock here.
Oh,
nice. Reverse, time's out.
Right at the period end break. The officials will get together and talk.
This is where the assistant referee can come in. He was watching the clock, so we'll see what he calls.
So that was a good...
Nice. That's just basically an
head and arm.
Underhook to a reverse headlock, yes. That was nice. Stepped her hip right in.
Boy,
nice
strength
throw.
there, too. Just snapped her down. And that was tight. Boy, that was... Schurmeister had everything she could do. She's happy she heard the...
If there was more time, she would have been. It wouldn't have been looking
She heard
pretty.
the buzzer at that point.
She sigh a breath of air, fresh air there.
Yeah, we're in the BNC Bank scoreboard. This is the first match of the girls wrestling duel. BNC Bank with locations throughout North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. BNC Bank provides you with banking and wealth management services for your business and family. Visit BNC Bank online today and at bncbank.com. The officials are... I don't know. It was right at the buzzer.
So they're going over the head table. Looks like they're going to give a 2 for the takedown. It looks like 2 for back points or not.
Yeah, that's what they had talked about before when they were in earlier. I thought she had back points, and when they kind of flipped it when you mentioned that, and
she got the back points first, and then
right, and that's kind of what the
stepped up and through.
And it's you know what's also new? What's also new is the girls that are keeping score. So you know the officials they're trying to.
Yep, and so now we're 11-1, and I can tell you what, see what happens. Third period here.
So Baumgartner will go down. She will start down this period.
And you know we've got a great. You can't quite see around, but we've got a huge amount of fans behind us on the Bismarck high side. So as the duel goes, if you can't hear us, they're probably yelling over the top of us.
Almost escaped, still got a hold of her legs, so officials are saying not yet.
Going to stop it because there was a clasp.
So it's a
legal move.
It's a penalty point for the clasp. And that's one of the things, too, I know we mentioned last year early on with the girls who were just kind of getting into it. Some of those moves and holds and illegal holds, they're not completely up on.
And learning when they can lock hands and not. You know, when they're down on the mat in a pinning combination, you can lock your hands. Oh, nice stand up.
So it's an escape, 12-1. Baumgartner leads.
Gave her the escape. Now, again, tech falls is still the same. You get up by 15 at any time. Oh, she's got the reverse headlock. She's going to throw it again.
Did it again.
She's looking for the pin.
Boy, she's got it tight.
She went straight to that underhook.
Yeah,
There's
nice.
a big pin.
127 of the third period. Baumgartner with that head and arm, tight head and arm.
4:33 the pin in.
So 4:33 of the official time, 127 of the third period. So that's Bismarck High, the early 6-0 lead. 6 points there for Baumgartner. Now stepping in the next match at 1:45 will be Tegan Rittenbach, and she will be wrestling Hannah Ryberg. Rittenbach last year, she placed 5th in the 130-pound weight class.
Awesome, good to see that, Shannon, that you're watching. I like that, guys. No, we have a lot of fans out there.
Tegan Rittenbach.
Yep, and so Bismarck in the upper weights, middle and upper weights has a little bit more experience, but Legacy has the lower weights that are a little more supreme, except for Julie, of course. But I tell you what, they're going to see some points scored here, some of these matches.
Tied up immediately. A lot of energy right now. These girls are getting after it right away.
Well, like I said, these guys coming out and have a lot of fans here tonight, so they're going to do their best. Again, now just trying up straight up with the head. Some of that try to get control. They start working some snaps. Trying to pull them to the mat.
Got a bird's eye view here in Karlgaard Gymnasium. Pushed her off the mat, so both girls will come back to the middle of the mat. Ryberg for Legacy, she's just a freshman. Rittenbach's a senior.
Well, I tell you what, somebody scores first. It's usually, let's see what kind of flurries they can put together. A lot of times it's a headlock right away. Oh, Bismarck, nice headlock.
Seems to be the favorite move, huh?
But, as I said, it's putting a couple moves together. That first move and stringing them together to score.
So still 52 seconds, so lots of time to see if she can't get those two
She's doing a good
shoulders
job
on the mat.
keeping her shoulder on this far side. You start running out of breath. She's trying to get her elbow underneath on that far side. Hard to see with the referee there.
She got that in tight, too, though.
She's got it locked below the elbow. Oh, she's going above the elbow. She locks. No, she didn't lock. Then the referee, that's why the assistant referee's off the side watching this to see if he locks hands above the elbow. Then they'd stop it as legal headlock, but she's doing a good job not locking her hands there.
Still 24 seconds, so just 3 back points right now and a takedown.
Now again, in wrestling, as long as there's 3 points inside or two points, there can be a pin. You can still have a pin outside the mat now.
So 14 seconds of the first period, so 1:46 officially. So 6 points additional for the Demons as the Demons move up now 12-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Your life is busy. We'll make managing your money easy with locations in North Dakota, Arizona. Visit BNC Bank online, bnc.bank. So in the next match, we're at the 155-pound match. It's Aubrey Overson. We'll be wrestling Summer Hannah.
Well, Legacy has a 3rd place return here, so this is where Legacy wants to make up some of the ground back.
Summer Hannah, she is a senior for Legacy, and Overson for the Demons. There we go. She's a sophomore. And we are underway. They don't mess around in wrestling. They just get her going right away.
There's usually not commercial breaks between, no. Oh, trying to go straight to this reverse headlock. Bismarck High's been working their headlocks right away, see if she can get control. And
good power by Mandan.
Oh, looks like
Mandan. Legacy. Not Mandan, Legacy, excuse me.
That's wearing the black.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, geez, this would be big.
No control yet. Bismarck, if they can get her head out, she got the takedown.
Huge takedown there.
By Overson.
I like the aggressiveness, trying to throw the person that took 3rd last year. Right away, you see, trying not to lock her hands. He's getting close there. But you got to keep pressure and trying to get hand control so she can stand up.
2-0 takedown the first period. Demons lead.
Uh-oh, going to roll to a side. Got to get balance here. So stay behind the arms. Yelling out moves, I hear from the fans.
Scott Nolan right there, the head coach for the Demons.
Coaching, such a big deal. The confidence builders, making sure that the girls have somebody guiding them a little bit as the season starts.
Breaks her down on the mat.
Doing a great job riding on the hips here, keeping control, the weight on top of her, trying to wear her down.
Still 35 seconds in this first period.
I tell you what, find a girl that was not a state placer and is beating somebody right now. That's a big, big, big start. I tell you right now, Summer needs to stand up, needs to get a leg out in front of her. she's very strong, and I know she knows how to throw too.
Yeah, Summer Hannah, as you mentioned, third in the 145-pound weight class. 7 seconds in this period, with Overson, a sophomore, leading Hannah, the senior. That'll be the end of the first period.
Well, Hannah was 20-15 last year, so she's got some experience. She did take a few losses, but you could tell she really must have shined toward the end of the season, having all those victories.
So each wrestler gets a chance to walk over and talk to their coach in between periods, just briefly.
Okay,
so it's 2-0 on the BNC Bank scoreboard with Overson leading.
I think one thing we do have wrong on our scoreboard, so people are watching this, the score that Legacy is on 2 and Bismarck is a 0. That's kind of switched around. I see that on our board a little bit. We might have to switch that around. That's where we need the Todd Domerys help us out. But as you can see, Bismarck High and Legacy scores are just switched around, just so you know on our broadcast. I looked at that, and somebody, thank you, Shannon, for telling us. Get a little text from people saying, hey, hopefully this can get this. And I said, well, we'll see what we can do. So right now, Bismarck High is ahead 2-0. No, Hannah Summer is down right now, still on bottom, down 2-0. She needs to get her head off the mat and start standing up. Overson's doing a good job riding this far side and keeping the pressure on. You know, some of the first things you learn is to control the wrists. Doing a great job on bottom, controlling those wrists. A 1-on-1, a 2-on-1, maybe hook and ankle. Reaching back early. She needs to just get her hips out and stand up, get a leg up, leg up. She's going to try a power half here. Oh, trying to do a good job pulling it down. Uh-oh, got to get that leg
See
out.
if she can't pull that leg in.
Yep, if she can try a little switch. Oh, no, broke back down. Tell you what, Overson's doing a great job controlling on top.
Yeah, good strength.
She's going to try this crossface. She's trying a little butcher here. Crossface, she's got the elbow. Oh, she's getting out front. She's getting kind of high. She needs to get back. Can only go so far. You got to get back behind her.
Grab that on near side cradle right there too, couldn't you?
Yeah, but she's just trying to get that butcher, but she's got to flip her to her hip a little bit. She keeps pulling it really hard. She's not letting go. Oh, don't pull her on yourself.
Just what you're talking about.
Yep.
Got to keep those hips behind her.
And that's just experience. Looks like there'll be a reversal here.
Yeah, it's so Hannah with the reversal on Overson. 26 seconds in this period.
She stands up, takes the lead back, 3-2. Overson ahead, 3-2. She's got a little over a period here left. Rutherford's trying to have him snap her down. Oh, there's a single. Oh.
Sometimes just can see that.
Oh, Bismarck High's got
pulled
too
that
far in front. Nothing yet. He's trying to see. Did he get a takedown or not? Did not give it. We'll see what the referees decide. Big fans yelling out 2. See, did he give it? No takedown. Orson still leads 3-2. Last period.
So we'll work on this as we have this flipped, where Bismarck High actually is on the left side of your scoreboard link. We'll get that fixed at our next break.
Well, I tell you what, they're a little tired out there. See, their faces are a little red, but I give both these girls a lot of credit. She almost come back right there at the end of the period with a throw, but they said she didn't have control. You know, it's interesting. You could flip somebody on their hip, but unless you cover it or expose your back for more than a couple seconds, you're not going to get those points. And she did get the throw, but she didn't either take control or keep the back exposed long enough. Okay, so here we go, starting on our feet in the third here. As you notice, Bismarck High must have been working the throws in the room. Was not afraid to try to throw. Here's stepping in. Oh, she's trying for this headlock. Get her hips across. Over
got it.
Big throw. Hannah, Summer Hannah. He's got the takedown, but still no back points. Oh, man, how limber can you be?
No doubt.
Oh, she's got her arm crossed there.
There, she's getting the leverage to try to get her flipped over.
Trying to.
Got a hold of that leg that can help keep her from getting to her back.
Now looking away.
Gave her two points.
Did give 2 near fall. I didn't see him count.
So Legacy is leading 4-3. Hannah is leading Overson 4-3, and you got to escape.
That's now 6-4. Yep, 6-4. Legacy's ahead. She did get 2 takedown and 2 back points there. So it's 3-2 previous. Now it's 6-4. Legacy leading this match. Summer Hannah leading. Still got 1 minute left here. You know, that big throw, I wasn't sure. I'd almost like to see a replay to see if he counted enough, because she went straight to her belly right away. Or else it might be looking like overtime. But now the other one's going to throw. See, we got another throw coming here. Stepping in front. Nope.
Strength of both girls right now. Lower body strength keeping them from that throw. 39 seconds.
Got a push and pull. A snap. Oh, you're going to try to get the single. Trying to go underneath. Is that going to make a takedown or get a mistake? Got to keep your balance. Balance. Oh, got to keep your legs underneath you. No, she got the back and sprawled. I thought she was going to take him down there. No,
so Hannah's leading 6-4.
Because she tied up with a crossface here. It's going to be a big takedown.
Got to get around. Got to get that arm out of there. They got 10 seconds. Got to push that arm down if she's going to get that takedown.
Yep. Just got to grab the ankle and lift. Grab the ankle. Coach is yelling, grab it. No. Oh, stalemate with 1 second. Oh.
Probably should have had that.
Yep.
About 10 seconds ago, huh?
Yep. Boy, nice match for Aubrey Overson. I tell you what, she gave State Placer all she could handle, opening match of the year.
So Summer Hannah came back after being down.
To get 3 for Legacy for the team score.
So it's actually 12-3. We'll take a break. We'll take a short break here, and we'll see if we can get this fixture listening to wrestling, high school wrestling on the PSP Network.
Your business or your home, across the town or across the country. We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion.
So we're back live in this 70-pound match.
Our action is going right away here. We got 2 returning state placers here. We got Lexi Beckler from Bismarck High, who placed 4th last year, and Elizabeth Dahl, who placed 7th last year, the same weight class. So these guys have probably faced each other, something I probably should have looked up, but we didn't know the matchups. Let's see what happens here. Nice snap down, head in the hole. Dahl for Legacy trying to score, is on top there. You can see Legacy is in the black, Bismarck High is in the traditional maroon.
Got to hold that single leg. He's got to pull it in tight, but good defense right now up top for Dahl.
Trying to break the hands with a crossface. Stalemate there. I wonder which coach is going to lose their voice first tonight, or is it going to be us? Because I hear him yelling from here and I got headphones on. Let's see, try to get a tie here. Dahl, nice inside tie, trying to snap, got her hit a little bit lower. Go. I like when the coaches yell, no, no, no.
Don't do that, right?
Yeah, stop. But it's funny how you recognize some coaches' voices. I think I've known Nolan's voice for 30 years, and so when I hear him yell, it just sticks out.
Lexi Beckler last year placed 4th in the 155-pound. He's actually a Rotary champ at 170.
Oh, headlock Bismarck working their throws. That is a big throw by Lexi Beckler.
3rd headlock throw by one of the Demon wrestlers.
There we go. Fight off her back, Dahl did. So we got a 5-0 lead. Lexi Beckler doing a good job keeping the weight down. Now, there's the end of the first period. Oh, both girls look almost tired already. I'm going to see Red's choice here. Legacy, see what they're going to do here. Asking her coach. She feels comfortable. She's going to go down. Looks like, nope, she's going to pick top position. There we go. Elizabeth Dahl is going to try to break her down and turn her. She's down 5. They both have quite a bit of experience last year. Lexi Dahl had 41 matches last year. Beckler had 35. So they both got quite a bit of experience. They're trying to reach back. He's got that leg. Dahl's trying to cradle her up. Oh, break her down. Now she needs to get back behind her. Oh, now she's going to go to that Butcher. Nice quick stand up. Beckler stands up, gets an escape. Now takes a 6-0 lead. There's that headlock again. Oh, tough headlock. Can she get this takedown? Back exposure is 2. Takedown. 8-0. Trying to get a pin for Bismarck. Lexi Beckler leaning in hard. He's got that pretty tight. There's a fall. Fall in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. 2:38 for Lexi Beckler. Brings the dual score up to 18-3. Bismarck High over Legacy. Coming up now will be your 190-pounders. Bismarck High is Cambry Anderson. Will have an open for Legacy, so Bismarck will extend their lead to 24-3. See them come out and get her hand raised up here. Cambry Anderson gets her hand raised. Now coming out for the Demons, Brinley Buechler versus Phoenix Linseth. Now, Phoenix has had some national rankings. She's been doing pretty well. She took second last year at 190, but is up there at 250 to start. Okay, so for the Demons, got Briley coming out. Again, the Demons are wearing the maroon, Legacy wearing the black. Let's hopefully they can fix the scoreboard here as we start going here, but we'll keep going here. We got our 250-pounders. See how aggressive they can be right away. Underhook by Linseth here. Linseth got the nice little underhook. She likes to dig her head in there, and she's got some duck unders. Watched the wrestle last year. She is pretty good throws. She's got a good side roll. Works this underhook, see if she can get a body lock and throw. Steps in front. She's got to throw him to her back and then to this opposite side headlock. Trying to get a quick pin here for Phoenix. Phoenix does get a pin. There we go, 37 seconds. A 37-second pin for Phoenix Linseth over Brinsley Buechler. Brings Legacy's team score to 9, 24-9. BHS leading Legacy. Now we're going to these lower weights. Going to get down to the little girls, down to 100-pounders. Got Emily Ubody coming up. She weighs 91.6 at her weigh-in today, and Bismarck High does not have anybody down there yet. So Legacy is going to get 6 in this spot to bring the duel 24-15. So, see here, got to have somebody check in here. We're waiting for a second. Girls getting ready because they have to be prepared when they come out. They have to have their singlets in their headgear ready. Okay, they're checking in. That's Emily Ubody.
At 100 pounds from Legacy, Emily Ubody wins by forfeit.
Yes, and Emily, she took 6th last year at 100, and so she's still there this year. She should do some damage at 100. She should be doing really good. So like I said, the dual score is now 24-15. Coming up to 105 pounds. Now Legacy has another state placer from last year at 100 pounds, Kennefac, and she will come out, and Bismarck High also doesn't have anybody down at 105. So they're going to take another forfeit at 105 to bring the score to 21-24. Legacy now is 21. So Bismarck High is going to lead the duel after this. After Kennefac checks in. Takes a little bit as they're still trying to fix the scoreboard a little bit on ours. Hope you guys are handling it, having a great time here, Bismarck High Gym. And we, yes. This is not Dakota Grab, this is PSP. Yes, this is PSP Network, definitely. Oh yeah. So yes, I am from Dakota Grappler, but this is the PSP Network. Now, as this duel continues, we're going to have a lot more great matches because this is a doubleheader. We got both Bismarck High and Legacy boys coming up right after this duel. They've already done the JV matches, so they're going to probably roll right into the varsity boys matches after this. Waiting for someone to check in. So I think what they're doing is Bismarck Legacy is going to bump their 105-pounder up. So they're waiting for Bismarck High to check in because they have to check in first at 110. Looks like they took a double open. I'm sorry about that at 105. So they're doing a little strategy here. 105, a double open. So there's no score there at 105. So moving up to 110, you got Izzy Owens checking in for Bismarck High, going against your state finalist at last year, or took third in state. Kennebec is coming out in this one. It looks like, let's double check that. Yep. Oh, what are they doing? I'm trying to figure out what they're doing exactly here. No. Looks like, see who they announce here. Apologize on my side. I don't know all the names here. They will announce it. This looks like we're getting a match. This looks another one of the U-booties. U-booty. Kenfeck. This is Kennebec. Okay, Kennebec. Okay, Kennebec. Okay, got two state placers here. No. Yeah. Izzy Owens last year took 6th place. She is just an 8th grader. Kennefec's in on a double here. There's a great takedown. So we're up at 110-pound weight class. They bumped up. And she's got her on her back already on the edge of the mat. Getting back points. It's a good start there. 2 near fall. Kennebec takes the lead 4-0 over Izzy Owens here. Kind of surprised. I don't think Izzy Owens was ready for someone to bump up. They were thinking a bunch of opens here going back to back. Legacy doing a little trickery. Okay. See if we can get a little cross wrist. Good stand up by Owens. There we go. Takes her back to the mat. Oh, trying to get a cradle on. She's locked the cradle up. She's got her back on her. Oh, this could be a big win here. She's in trouble. Owens is in trouble. Oh, kicks her way out. That's a nice little save. Trying to peek out on the edge of the mat. Still has that cradle locked. Oh, she gave the back points out of bounds. Oh, now up 7-0. Boy, Kennefec's looking good. Kennebec took 3rd last year. Boy, giving up a little size here, but aggressive. I like it. Okay. Up. Potentially dangerous. I think she had her arm. Sometimes you get that arm caught on the bottom before you take somebody over to their shoulder. They stop the match. Potentially dangerous if that arm gets locked in there. Just being safe early in the season. Trying that little chop breakdown, catches that wrist. That's still not, that's not potentially dangerous. She just has an elbow. She doesn't have it locked. I don't know if that's something in emphasis maybe. But every time somebody gets a cross wrist and somebody stands up, that's not potentially dangerous. Okay. Good job catching that bottom wrist. Brought her back to the mat. Owens did a nice little stand up there. Trying to get back to that, little butcher here. He's got that cross face. Izzy's trying to stand up. She's trying to get out, get a little position. Oh, pops back behind. Kennebec is trying to lock up that cradle. Okay, nice stand up again by Owens. Now she can get this double. Nope, there's an escape. Brings the score 7-1. Good shot by Kennebec. She's in there. Short time here in the first period. Okay, end of the first period. Lots of excitement there. 7-1, Kennebec from Legacy leading Owens. Owens' choice. Always dangerous. As you notice, Bismarck High must be working their headlocks in the room. Always dangerous with these throws. Double checking, probably the scoreboard, making sure the score is right. I don't know what he's checking for sure. But I like the aggressiveness. Now we got a little bit different style here. Get these lighter weights, they start moving. Okay, Owens picks neutral. Inside tie. Good control there. Trying to snap her down. Nice shot here by Kennefic. Can she score again? Oh, lost her balance. Looks like a takedown, an arm trapped here. 9-1. Oh, straight to a half. It's got her in trouble again. Man, move after move, doing a good job, Kennefic. Stand up by Owens. And escape. 9-2. Oops, shot in for this. Trying to spin behind. There's two. Takedown. There's the first takedown by Owens. Now she gets to work her stuff on top. Kennefic leading 9-4. See what Owens, if she can get a breakdown, break her down, get her best turn. You hear a lot of people yelling in the stands. Doing a good job, 2-on-1 wrist control. Just kind of a little tripod stand up. Oh, stalling. Going to call stalling because she had a 2-on-1 wrist ride and wasn't changing over to some type of pinning combination. Owens warned for stalling. Okay, little chop, breakdown. Nice stand up by Kennefic. Kennefic's up. Can she get her? Nice turn. An escape and a nice double right off the escape. That's how you teach it. Now step in and Turk. There we go, takedown. Lots of moves from Kennefic. There to a half. Turk to a half. Got her in trouble. Nope, balance a little high. Roll through by Owens, trying to pull her back. She should get off the leg and get parallel. Kennefic still probably should get there, parallel. And a pin. There's that 6 points that Legacy now brings the duel, 24-21. Kind of a surprise there. There's that 24-21 as we move on to the 115-pound weight class where you got Julia Arraggio. I'm going to get Claremont back here shortly so you can pronounce the name. But then we should have the Elizabeth Ubodi coming up. Here we go. Should be a good match here. We got a state champion returning from, she's up from 100 last year. Julia wrestling now 115.
115 pounds from Legacy, Elizabeth Ubudi. From Bismarck, Julia Arraggio.
And this is a returning same weight class state finalist at 115. Took second last year, Elizabeth Ubodi. So we got two state finalists last year faced off. Wow.
All right, we're still working on it. So at this point, we'll take a pass. We'll keep going here. Exciting matches going on. That's when I was watching as I was trying to do some technical difficulty, and exciting. This is going to be even better yet.
You know,
Araujo.
It is a lot harder to do it all by yourself. I'll tell you that. But I tell you what, this could be interesting. This is a matchup that could happen many, many times. Both these guys did very well last year.
Yeah, Ubodi got second in 115, and obviously Araujo won at 100 pounds.
And you look at this room at Legacy, all these young girls getting to work with one another, you know, and just the speed that they're working at. I like it. Nice single
leg.
Oh, finishes to a double and straight
right away,
to a half.
Yeah, half Nelson going on.
Julia's going to try to get this pin, get those points back. And she's been wrestling the boys.
You can just see another level of a wrestler right there in terms of how quick they go from one move to the next move to the next.
I mentioned it earlier, putting moves together, you know, from a snap down to a breakdown to a double to a turn right away.
When you wrestle your brother in the living room, they have a wrestling mat in the living room next to the couch during wrestling season. What does that say?
I wouldn't want it any other way.
So it's 30-21. The Demons lead Legacy right now. As what match we got next?
We are moving to 120. We got Bailey Schmidt versus Sophia Johnson.
Okay. You keep talking.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, we still have so many good matches here coming up. Now, both these girls are a little on the newer side. We just saw some of the most talented ones coming out with, you know, a lot of experience. Now we find one that could be a toss-up. We're going to see who's ready to go. Oh, there we go. Got a little try for a little single. You know, you notice the wrist control. And, you know, as they work with the better partners in the room, going to see the best moves they like to do. Usually as a coach, when you have newer wrestlers, you tell them you do your best moves first. And you do what you know. You know, you get out and you control hands, you control wrists, you keep good balance. You know, you don't want to push too hard in wrestling. There's a good shot. See if she can finish. Got a good sprawl. You just got to slide. Can't dig your toes in. You dig your toes in, and you kind of do that little hop. As you learn in wrestling when you get younger, you got to give those laces to the mat, so you slide a little bit and keep the pressure on. It's kind of funny. As you start getting good doubles and you dig their toes in, you can just basically crawl in with your knees and lift them straight off the mat. And so, again, we got Johnson from Legacy. We're in the black. And we got Schmidt from Bismarck High. Bailey Schmidt trying to snap her down. He's got a front head. See if she can spin. Gonna keep her legs back. Give her a good tripod there. Sophia Johnson. She's got to stand back up or she'll get in trouble. You get that weight put on you. There's a spin behind. Nope, no takedown yet. Squaring back up. Trying to grab a leg. Doing a good job making sure she knows where she's at. Oh, almost behind. Got behind both arms. No, she comes back out. There's to the single. Now she's underneath. Good crossface here. You got to keep that toes back. Crossface hard. Press. Oh, almost got her balance there. Trying to throw hard. Oh, back. She's got her under.
So 0-0 into the first period. Just about 20 seconds here. Lots of activity, though.
I tell you what, they're working hard. Nobody's scored yet. Got Sophia Johnson from Legacy and Bailey Schmidt from Bismarck High.
And fans, please understand we've got them flip-flopping the scoreboard. Bismarck High is actually on the left, so Bismarck High leads 30-21 in the overall in the match.
They almost got the takedown. Okay, it's Bismarck High's choice here. Bismarck picks down. So Bailey Schmidt picks down here, 0-0.
So Sophia Johnson last year, state qualifier in 120. Oh, there's TD.
Gonna call a caution here, just kind of plopped on top a little bit. Just telling the girls not to plop on, get on nice. Nice little stand up by Schmidt. Can she get her escape? Hand control, getting away. There's one. First point scored. Schmidt up 1-0. Okay, I think a takedown is going to make a huge difference in this match. If somebody can get an angle, you know, get control of a leg. You know, you can't dive straight underneath somebody. You get wore out by all the pressure. So right now, both of them are just snapping heads, getting a little hand control. You know, Bismarck High's get a little high there. You can duck this far side. But trying to keep all that pressure in the back of the neck and snapping them down. There's a shot. But she's got to finish. She's got to keep driving in. Johnson's got to keep driving in. Schmidt's got to spin behind. No, you got to get an angle or they're going to call a stalemate. There's that stalemate. You could tell they're already a little tired. Red faces a little bit. Okay, keeping good hand position now. Inside. Now, if somebody's reaching over the top, now one thing you teach right away is pop an elbow and shoot to the side. They know they're still new to the sport. No, lead leg and lead tie is usually a problem. It's one thing you're probably going to fix later in the year because what happens when you have your lead leg and you tie, you have this big hole on the one side where they can shoot. So a duck under, probably on that side, would be a great little move to teach. Little pass by as they go. It's a simple move. Tries in for a high crotch. Can she finish? Good pressure. Score, Legacy. There we go. It's from Johnson scores. Sorry about that. She's trying to hop off to the opposite side, but then hopping over there, getting pressure down. She's almost got her turn. Nice power half. Look at that strength. Just got to keep pressuring down the power half. Ripplinger must have taught the power half because she's doing it. Oh, no back points. Great opportunity there for Johnson.
It's good leverage by Bailey Schmidt on that one to keep herself from getting walked over. So it's 2-1 Legacy leads after the second period.
Yep.
And that's Sophia Johnson and Bailey Schmidt.
Yeah, Schmidt did a good job not going to her back. She rotated out. She needs to be able to get that elbow down, that power half. A lot of pressure. Oh, locks her hands right away. She'll probably be calling that.
Bailey Schmidt's a senior.
Okay, got to stand up right away. She's trying to control bottom wrist. She's a little high here. She can pick out this backside. Oh, try an inside cradle maybe here. Lock the hands up if she can.
Sophie Johnson, just an 8th grader.
Oh, they're yelling,
reach in with
finish,
both
finish,
legs.
finish.
Yeah,
Oh, there's the balance.
Yeah, that was a good
Reversal
call by the coach
and a
saying
half.
grab the
She's
leg,
trying to
right?
Yelling half. And getting back points. Senior looking for a pin, trying to get the duel closer here.
30-21, the Demons lead in the duel.
Sophia
Got on her
Johnson
back
gets
and
the pin.
immediately a pin. Good strength right there by Sophia Johnson. Just an 8th grader defeating the senior, Bailey Schmidt. So that'll be 6 points. That'll narrow the lead here for the Demons to 30-27.
Boy, I tell you what, that's a great match. You can see the inexperience, but guess what? As the year goes, you're going to see both these girls improve a ton. I like the effort.
So the next match, we're at
Jade Matson at 125.
125, Jade Matson. She'll be wrestling Adrian Steidler. Matson for the Demons. She is a sophomore.
125 from Legacy, Adrian Steidler.
Yes, Steidler is a wrestling name, but that's been St. Mary's and and Bismarck High. You've got another Steidler there at Legacy. Oh, takedown by Matson.
Steidler's a junior.
Nope, didn't give it. Jade Matson almost got around there to get that first takedown.
So we started at 140. So we have
3 matches
left. So all kinds of time for Legacy to overtake the Demons. Legacy ranked number 2 in the preseason poll. The Demons number 3. Ooh, a little bit of aggressiveness ripping on the back of the arm,
well, I know,
back of the head.
Like we've already seen Bismarck High's work their headlocks. It's a dangerous position. But you notice a nice underhook.
Yeah.
Nice
trying to get
underhook
a double
by
underhook.
Legacy. Yep. Steidler doing a good job. Oh, here comes that headlock. Oh, big throw. Got to get your belly right away. Oh, this is. Reaching back for the leg, could be in trouble.
Trying to get a reversal on that one.
Well, he hasn't called any points.
Yeah, he called it now.
There's 2 takedown. He didn't even give points for the throw. Surprised me.
Oh, no, he did not give you right. So it's Legacy leads 2-0 with 37 seconds left in the first period. That's Steidler, Matson for the Demons.
And
what an exciting first period. Trying to reach that single leg.
Can already tell these two, you just don't know what's going to happen. There's an escape. There we go.
2-1 now with Matson with the escape. 16 seconds in the first period. She trails Steidler.
Sophia.
Fans piling in here. Gotta like that.
He's going to try this throw again. Nice throw!
And this time she didn't
It's 2,
overdo
yes.
it. They gave her 2 points, I think.
Yes.
Head coach
Yes,
Riplinger's
there was 2.
jumping up and down saying, I don't like it. She didn't have her.
She actually had it locked under the elbow. It wasn't illegal. It wasn't just the head.
Multiple coaches.
See what happened. I saw this takedown. We'll see. That's why.
All 3 coaches up on the Sabre side.
Nothing. Oh, he didn't give a thing.
Boy, Coach Nolan is not happy about that for the Demons. But he's still talking. He kind of got rid of it right away and said, okay, hey, let me concentrate on my wrestler. As his wrestler right now trails. That's Matson. She trails 2-1 to Steidler to start the second period, as Steidler will go down on the mat.
Well, I like that. I tell you what, the coach didn't get too excited with the refs. Decided to coach instead of trying to, referee the match. Oh,
what a reversal.
Oh, yes, a Peterson.
And got some back points here potential to say, no, they're still vertical.
That was nice. Nice reversal.
TD, my man, saved the day.
It's on speed dial. Okay, trying that power half again. This is that Legacy power half.
And just good leverage right now on the lower for Matson. That's going to be tough to turn that one over.
But look at what she does. She's noticed that she puts her leg out there as a brace.
Yep.
now she's going to gets her
open
leg
up
back.
for that potential cradle. Goes right back to it. They're minute 16, so he's got opportunities. 4-1.
The flexibility is unbelievable.
Steidler leads.
Oh, steps over.
Get behind.
This could be trouble.
Illegal.
Potentially dangerous.
So then
protecting her from getting the back flop there.
Madsen will be down on the mat now as Steidler will be in the riding position. She leads 4-1. 1 minute and 3 seconds left in this second period. Exciting duel so far. Demons lead 30-27.
Huge match. Nice try for a stand up there.
Gets her balance. Tried to rip those hands apart.
And what's interesting is the attempt to take it to a mat. You can always get a stall if you don't try to attempt to take him down. But
so 4-2 now. The escape for the Demons. Escape for Madsen. Madsen still trails Steidler.
Both these ladies, they're head hunting. I can see it already. They're both looking for a headlock here.
Everybody wants that head and arm.
Yep. Well, I tell you what, it doesn't feel good getting thrown in it, and I think they know that if they throw the other person. No, and again, pressure on the head, trying to snap down. It's part of the series you start early in the season with them, understanding that where the head goes, the body goes a lot of times. So they do a lot of snaps. So being under somebody is not a good thing. She needs to try to get her way out of there.
See if she can't spin around behind her.
Nice little snap down. Can she get behind? Nope. Oh, now to the throw. This is that reverse headlock opportunity.
It's the opposite. It's not the strength. It's the left hand.
Oh, it throws right at the end of the buzzer again.
You know what? You can tell these two girls, they're better shape than the other ones. I mean, we're 2 periods into it. And the strength of these two girls in Steidler and Madsen is evident.
And evenly matched. You can see that. They both have an opportunity to win this. Let's see here. What's her choice here? She chooses down.
Madsen, a sophomore for the Demons. Steidler, junior.
So Madsen picks down by 2. Caution. You got to wait for the referee to call him in. Nice little opposite side chop. Breakdown. Trying to control the wrist, but reaching back is something they'll cure him of later on. Takes him back down to the mat.
You don't want to do that. You want to grab the arms.
Oh, got her clasping. Oh, she clasped while she was down the mat, so it's going to be 4-3 unless she gets an escape here.
So they're going to call a penalty point on the clasp.
Yep.
Once this is finished.
And then a stalling for Legacy. She's got to let her go. It's going to be tied up, 4-4.
So 1 penalty point and an escape for Madsen. That ties it up. They haven't adjusted it, but it should be tied at 4 with 1:25 left in this final period.
Okay. Evenly matched, like I said. She's going to try to pop the elbow. She tried this little duck earlier. She's telling her to pop it off her head. She's worried about that throw. There's that duck under. Nice duck under. Yep.
Snap that head down and went right behind for a 2-point.
Going straight to the half.
2-point takedown.
Keep the deep waist. There we go. Going to try for a chicken wing here. What is she trying to chop her down?
Steidler trying to get to that base.
Yep, the tripod stand-up, we call it. I would let her go. Oh, no. Oh, there's one escape. 6-5. But the whole thing is with Steidler, she has the wrist on that throw. If she'd go up to the elbow, it would be automatic. She'd get the throw.
So Jade Madsen, this is John Therrelson in Big Demon. That's his sister. So a fun fact there. Lisa Kringley, appreciate you listening in. This is a battle. So down 2, 30 seconds to go here. She needs a takedown. Madsen does.
Short time. Need to keep good balance. Don't panic. Bismarck right now can get a snap and a spin and win this by 1. Or Madsen.
Coach Nolan saying, hey, you got to do something here. Pull that down.
Great
right
shot.
Down to single leg.
Oh.
Didn't take it.
Steidler.
Got to get around from behind.
Got herself in trouble. I like the opportunity to score there, but oh man.
Scream at her.
Short
do
time,
something.
1 second.
Didn't get it, so that's going to be a 6-5 win for Steidler over Madsen. What a match. That's going to tie it up at 30 all with 2 matches left.
Oh man.
What a night.
Yes.
Number 2, Legacy against number 3, Bismarck High on the BNC Bank scoreboard. It's all knotted up at 30 apiece. BNC Bank, National Bank locations North Dakota, Minnesota, Arizona. BNC National Bank provides you with banking and wealth management services. So what a match we have tonight. Got a lot of great sponsors. We've got to give them some love. Prestwich Orthodontics, Northern Plains Heating and Air, has over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts, as the factory authorized dealer in AirSeal. There's no other choice to seal your heating and air game like other than Northern Plains Heating and Air. Find them online at northernplains.com. Todd Domries, that's a beverage for the big fella. They changed it on us. Yes. We had it right for the JV match, and then they went in and flip-flopped the.
Yep.
So, call it what you want, but it was a mistake, not our mistake.
Well, huge.
So this is the last. This is the
second to last.
The second to last match. We're at
135.
30. No, it's
130.
Yep. Cambry Feist and Morgan Schneider for Legacy.
Yes, these are two returning state placers. Cambry Feist took 5th last year at 110, and Morgan had taken 8th place, I think, at the same weight class. So this could be a great match. Two returning state placers.
Morgan Schneider. So Morgan Schneider, she's a freshman. Had 40 matches last year as a freshman. You mentioned 8th place in 135.
This is a huge match in the duel. Somebody's going to take the lead. And a pin could make it, possible tie if, or at least force it one way or another.
Cambry Feist, 5th at 110 last year.
Yep. And so you notice the aggressiveness. Bismarck High is not afraid to push people around.
So you have a freshman Feist against a freshman Schneider.
Let's see what kind of, who's going to expose himself first here with a shot.
Demons had an early 24-3 lead in this match, in this duel. Back came Legacy storming back. We'll do a recap of some of those matches here. We get an opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Well, I tell you what, I wish I would have wrote them all down. I'm so busy announcing. I've
got them.
A habit. Very good. Good habit of writing stuff down. I don't know how people do it every period, write everything down too. How many takedowns?
It's just kind of
I think
taking each other, feeling each other out, and like, what's going on here? And it's nobody too crazy aggressive like the last couple matches.
I kind of think one-dimensionally sometimes. It's working two things at once is a little bit tougher. But here, again, these guys, I think they've wrestled, enough where these guys know each other.
Yeah.
They're in the room all together last year.
Right.
They probably, that's why a lot of times you don't see the aggressiveness because they know each other so well that they don't want to fall into something.
So 0-0 after the first period. No activity whatsoever. Green has an opportunity to choose. That's the Demons. Demons will choose defer. So Legacy will choose down. That's Schneider.
Yep, pressure on.
Morgan Schneider.
And Bismarck always works a good bottom wrist series. They do have Nolan's been known for that for his whole.
First time I've seen somebody grab a hold of that ankle.
Yep. And so they're trying to get hand control so she can stand up. You notice she's got one leg out in front, which goes to the tripod, stand up there. Good hand. Nope. Now she's got to turn her hips, put it in the back pocket. Nice escape. A reshot.
Right down to that single leg.
Still did not give the escape because he didn't escape all the way.
Good quick move by Feist to grab a hold of that leg. Trying to hold with both arms now, but good strength by Schneider.
Pops it back under. Nope,
nothing. No point. Lots of activity, but no points.
And now it's kind of almost a disadvantage, almost like you should have gave the one and then got the takedown. But now she's trying for this. She's got a far wrist and she's trying a hard half here. Feist has got a deep half, could not score.
Got to get her broken down.
Yeah, and that's part of it. You notice that you don't see a lot of people pulling the hips early.
Yep.
And get good breakdowns. That's a great thing that the coaches will have to work. You have to break them down sometimes to be able to get those good turns.
Sit out, but right away. Good control by Feist. Freshman 0-0 in this one, and we're all tied at 30 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard in the duel. So how exciting is this first duel of the year, the first Class A official duel ever?
Yep. And I tell you what, it was very, when you think of that second period, getting your choice to pick down, it might make a huge difference in this if you don't score. So the other girl has an opportunity to pick both on her feet and not be exposed on bottom, or she could pick down and get her escape. She's wearing her down a little bit with this half. You guys got to get her head up, short time.
She's got 6 seconds to walk it over, but could be stalling too, is down on the on the bottom. Not a lot going on by Schneider. The officials do not call it. So now, so Schneider did not get the escape on that. So great job of riding by Feist.
You know, the reshot, that's probably the best part of that.
Yep.
She was afraid to give away the one, so reshot and got the takedown. Well, she picks down here, gets an opportunity to go down.
Right, so Feist can get a chance to get an escape here. There
Nice,
she
nice
sits
sit
out.
Yep. She's got an angle. She needs to get that hand control while she does it. Oh, she's got.
Trying to get a reversal.
Oh, could be give one before two. Sometimes you say, oh,
Get
she
your
kicks
head out there.
there's
She gets it.
two.
Yeah, so gets a 2-point reversal for Camry Feist. She takes a lead. Oh, okay, wait a minute. That can't be right.
It's two. No, it's not right.
It's 2-0, is it not?
Yes.
Okay.
They didn't give the one escape or the takedown.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So it
two-
should just be 2-0 for Feist for the Demons, leading Schneider,
I don't know where they came up with the
the
score all of a
freshman.
sudden.
So there's a sit out.
Because it would have been the other way around, an escape and a takedown.
Right.
Because it was.
Officials haven't gone over and fixed that, so the crowd maybe a little bit confused right now with the score, but
Locking hands. Now it should be. Check
they
the
gotta
score. Yep.
Yeah, they got to check the score.
Spies.
They're not even looking up at it at all. So what is the score?
It should be now 2-1.
It should be 2-1 exactly. It should be Feist leads Schneider 2-1.
Yep. And the coaches will know. In fact, they wanted to walk over.
Right.
But,
Seems
oh,
trying to
she's
walk
got
it
a
over.
deep
Got that.
half.
Yeah.
Oh, in trouble. Feist has got a great half here. She's got to bump the hip. Got to scare some people away from the camera.
Now she's going to try to reach through and grab that underarm and get that leverage.
Got her in trouble. Oh, no.
Counting.
It's going to be a big
This
pin.
would be
Yep.
huge.
No.
And she got it. Cambry Feist with the big stick on Morgan Schneider. 6 points, 16 points. That moves the Demons on up to 36-30 in the BNC National Bank scoreboard. That's going to put big pressure on the last match of the night. 135-pound Olivia Butler will be wrestling Aaliyah Cullinan. Cullinan's got to get a pin.
Well, Cullinan took third last year. So,
yeah, Cullinan took third. She finished 39-5 at the 125-pound weight class for the Demons.
Well, wouldn't that be crazy? The first duel ended up in a tie, and then it's going to come down to criteria. We'll see what here. Oh, Legacy needs a pin to tie this duel up. She's going to look aggressive here right away.
So he said somebody different.
Olivia Butler. Nope.
No, he said Butler. Did he say Cullinan? I did.
Yep.
Okay, I did not hear him over in the loudspeaker say that. Aaliyah Cullinan.
And Olivia Butler.
Cullinan's a freshman.
Great double. I tell you what, look at that. And going to a half right away. Olivia's a brand new wrestler.
Butler's a senior, though. Ooh, right away in the cradle. This could tie things up if she gets it.
Fighting hard.
Minute 8, so you got loads of time to try to... And she got it.
Tie. Now they're going to go to criteria.
Unbelievable. 6-point near fall.
That's a tough.
See, that was not. It was.
Did they not say it was not?
No,
Olivia?
they said it was Ryberg.
I don't think Ryberg made. Okay.
That was Ryberg. It's Hannah Ryberg with the.
But Ryberg didn't make weight there.
No, she did. This was 145. So Ryberg was
Okay.
141.5. So Hannah Ryberg pins Olivia Butler, and we finish at 36 all. If you want to maybe run down and see if we can't get a interview of a.
Okay, I will do that.
See if we can't grab a coach before the guys jump out there. If we can, if you can grab maybe.
I will.
Ararujo and a couple of the coaches, if you can.
Now should I keep my head?
No, take her off. You can. I'll point at you when you find them. So that's our first duel of the season, the first duel ever for these two teams officially, and 36-36. What a way for these two teams to end it. The Demons led it early, 24-3, and back came the Legacy Sabres. As we'll see if we can get Coach John Gums, or if John can get one of the coaches, or both coaches, or one of the players too. John, if you want to track down a player as well, we love interviewing these coaches and players afterwards. Tremendous duel for these two class programs, getting started in just the second year of girls high school wrestling. See if he can't get Hannah Ryberg, if possible. So they're waiting. They're waiting right now. John, you can go ahead and talk if you know what's going on. Why they're waiting? Why the coaches are waiting right now?
Okay, well, as I'm waiting for one of the coaches to come over, they're trying to figure out actually the final winner of this duel. They got to go through criteria to figure out who won this tie duel of the first varsity, Class A girls duel in Bismarck. So as they get it, 1 point goes to red. That means that Legacy wins this duel by criteria. I'm going to get the head coach over here in a couple seconds, Rick Ripplinger, and we're going to talk about this duel.
Now must be some matches in between that they're talking to try to get some JV matches potentially, but John Gums is trying to get head coach Ripplinger. What a way to finish the first duel.
Yes, right here. Got a camera. Hey, we are on. I tell you what, I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
Coming out and wrestling. Couple quick questions for you. What was your inspiration to come out and be a coach again this year?
Well, I've always kind of wanted to be a coach, but I had an opportunity to help with Bismarck High program and the Mat Pack kids, and I just love coaching wrestling. I'm like you. I love wrestling, and so I figured. I heard through the grapevine that there wasn't a lot of interest in the job at Legacy, and I just thought, you know what, I have a lot I can offer these girls, so I decided I'm going to throw my name in the hat, and if I can do this for a couple years and try to get the program off to a good start, then that's a bonus. That's what we're out here for.
Well, I tell you what, all the experience that you bring, it's great. And how is it coaching the girls, experience-wise for you?
Oh, it's been great. I tell you what, it's interesting. Don't get me wrong, but it's been great. No, seriously, I learned so much from these girls, and I raised girls, but still, you still learn a lot, and just the different emotions but I tell you what, their work ethic is second to none. They want to learn. They really want to learn. They come in there and they work hard. But we got a long ways to go. I was not satisfied with that at all, but we have a long ways to go.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I really want to congratulate you on the win, and we'll talk to you again soon.
That's a good duel to start
Appreciate
the year.
It.
So,
awesome, congrats.
Thank you.
You bet. I want to tell you thanks to Rick Ripplinger. He's doing a great job to start off this season, and we'll talk to him again.
Yeah, as we're in the post-game show, if you want to call it that, as in between there's some JV matches going on right now. It was 36-36. The criteria goes to Legacy, so the Sabres will step in and they will win that match based on criteria over the Bismarck Demons. And maybe, John, you can put your headset on here and we can kind of talk through that a little bit. As how does the criteria work in high school wrestling?
Okay, well, as I start thinking about it, now, some of the very first thing, if you have any unsportsmanlike during the duel, and if it ends up being in a tie, that's an automatic loss for your program if you have any unsportsmanlike.
Okay.
And then after that, it goes to, total number of pins. So who had the most pins in the duel, and then after that, it ends up being how many tech falls. But I think the one that actually made the difference was them, forfeit versus a pin. A forfeit doesn't count toward the pin totals. So when Legacy got that last pin, they had one more pin than Bismarck High because Bismarck High got that forfeit. When they bumped that one girl up instead of taking a forfeit, Kina Fenk, Feck, that's the one that made the difference in the duel.
So let's talk about which duel's going on right now.
Now they're just doing some exhibition matches.
Right.
Since they had a couple extra girls, they decided after the duel just to put a couple matches together. So that's what's happening out there.
Okay, so let's take a break here in between here, and we'll kind of pay some additional bills. As we're at the intermission, the premier chiropractic intermission in between the boys and the girls wrestling duel. Dr. Kirk Mason, Dr. Cody Haugen, and Dr. Becky Perry-Domries can be found at premierchiropracticnd.com, focused on improving the health of the Minot and surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in healthcare today. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will kind of get you set up for the next match between the Bismarck Demon boys and the Legacy Sabres boys. You're listening to High School Wrestling on the PSP Network.
All right, bring it up. Come on. Someone's got to call a play. All right, let's go. I right, zoom, spider 2, Y banana. You don't like that one? Okay. I right, 40 power? No. You don't want that one either? All right, go kick off. Get out of here. Let's go.
First Western is your independent community bank with all the online conveniences you want and an experienced team you can count on. First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics. Vibetta Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibettaOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibetta Orthodontics.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
Okay, lots going on right now as we're back. We're trying to track down who that last wrestler was, because obviously that was an extremely important match, and you want to make sure you give recognition to who wrestled the match. And we had it right the first time. It was Aaliyah Cullinan was the wrestler wrestling Olivia Butler. That's the last match. And Cullinan, C-U-L-L-I-N-A-N, Cullinan, she's the one who got the pin that tied the match. So you apologize for that confusion. They announced the wrong person over the loudspeaker. They announced Hannah Ryberg, and so we tracked down all kinds of people out here, and we got it confirmed. So I apologize for that confusion, but it was really important we got that accurate. And so
exciting.
And what an exciting duel, and you can tell the excitement on Coach Rick Ripplinger that it's too bad we didn't get a chance to interview Aaliyah Cullinan. That maybe we can track her down after the match, or sometime we can get her. You can get her on your show later on.
Or I can.
What an exciting thing for her to finish a duel like that.
We might have some time in between here. Let them meet for a couple seconds, and I could go track them down.
Yeah. So what we can do with this too is before we get into the boys, let's take another short break, and we'll kind of get you set up. We're going to take a couple breaks. So if you're listening right now, fans, we're going to take about a 3-minute break for sure, and then we're going to see if we can't come back with potentially an interview. So you're listening to the PSP Network and High School Wrestling.
I'm a grateful person on a lot of levels. I've been given so many great opportunities. But most of all, Even as a little kid, I was taught a set of values. Like tools for life, hard work, responsibility, and the key to making it all work, commitment.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
This broadcast on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Back at Carl Gard Gymnasium, Chuck Claremont and John Gums. We're all getting organized in this first match. We're getting names down. We're getting setups and you name it. And with that girls match, as crazy as it was with scoreboard, etc., it was a super exciting match, and we're proud to have brought that to everybody there, as you got a chance to see some super exciting wrestling, and I think it just shows the level of wrestling that we have in North Dakota in girls, and it's going to be a whole nother level. North Dakota is big with, women's sports, and, people, the boys were watching intently at that match, and I mean, it just shows you the excitement we have going on right now. And John, you get a chance to maybe talk to some of the girls afterwards. And
yes, I went back and they're having a little team meeting.
Okay, cool.
And so they are going to send somebody over as a representative. And
okay,
probably Olivia.
Yeah, perfect. And so let's get into this second duel. Is this boys, the Bismarck High and Legacy, and what are Bismarck High? What can you say about this Demon? State championships, they've won 39 of 62. Dual championships, they've won 8 of 23, including last year's team championship and last year's dual championship over Minot, 52-21. And Legacy Sabres, I mean, they lost a couple great wrestlers, a state champ and Draken, Strugelmeyer, and so ultimately they got some. The cupboard's not bare, but they got some young kids coming up for the Legacy Sabres, and the question is going to be, how are they going to match up against this Demon, this monster Demon team? You got ranked, I think, number 3 in the preseason poll, but I thought you had them ranked number 1 in the duels.
Well, here's what's interesting. Duels way different.
Okay.
When I do my rankings during the year, I consider it the end picture. Bismarck High has won pretty much every dual state championship there ever was. I think they've lost a couple to West Fargo, one to Minot, but then they've won the rest. And so I see the end picture of Bismarck High now as they get all their guys healthy to be right in the mix again for it. But it's not going to be easy. And what's interesting is, how do these two match up? I start looking at, a lot of these kids have seen each other since they were little. Matt Pack Wrestling Club has pretty much put these guys against one another, and as the school split, Legacy's still pretty new overall. His parents leave one district to another or whatever. Some of these guys have seen each other for years in that Matt Pack room.
Yeah.
Some of these, if Legacy is going to get this done, they're going to have to do it at the lower weights, especially.
And one thing we talked about in the girls' match is early in the season, and we'll turn that one down, that's pretty loud, as the Demons come out. Demons rolled last year in the duel. I mean, the Demons were a powerhouse, we know that. As in the dual match last year, they won 60-15 over Legacy, but lots have changed with the Demons. They lost 5 state champion wrestlers: Renner, Fettig, Nagel, Hoos. Well, 4 of the 5. They got one guy not too bad back, LJ Ararujo. He's back, and ultimately, so the cupboard's not bare for the Demons. It never is, but ultimately, when you lose some studs like that, man, that creates some opportunities for other kids coming up for the Demons.
Well, I tell you what, and they have another one that's a little on the injury list right now, and he'll be back. DeForest, he's ranked number 1 also right now. He's going to be another week, and he'll be ready to go.
He was a state champ last year, 113. Yep. I didn't mean to talk about Ben. Yeah, Ben's not here. And it sounds like, though, there's a number of Demon wrestlers that might not be wrestling today that you're going to see probably later on in the year.
Oh, not necessarily missing a lot of the wrestlers. You're probably not at the right weights yet.
Okay, I got you.
And some of that, as they start moving and getting down into their weights, we'll see what happens. But, Bismarck High, you always used to say the cupboard's never bare. It's really not, because they have a lot of studs waiting in the wings who've got a lot of experience over the years, and they've been dreaming of this time to get out and be a Demon under these lights here.
They're announcing the starters for the Demons and the wrestlers here for Legacy, and that's one thing we've sure found in wrestling, that it doesn't matter who they announce, they can make changes, right?
Well, like I said, that's one of the biggest changes that happened in the wrestling, is that some guys that could have had JV matches earlier still could possibly get a match tonight just as matchups, but they look at the weigh-ins, and I think they pretty much can predict who the heck is going to be wrestling each one of the weight classes.
Yeah, there's some kids, as we take a look at these weigh-ins, one thing I want to note too is, let's take a look at last year's the final wrestling poll for the boys. Last year, Bismarck High won, we mentioned 186, and Legacy was down there at number 9. That's where you've got them slotted in the preseason poll. You got them listed at number 9. This year, early on in the coaches poll, here's the coaches poll, where Jamestown, you have number 1. They have number 1. Valley City, number 2. The Demons, number 3. And Legacy at number 9 right here. And so Jamestown, I saw a lot of those kids play football a few weeks ago in the state championship for Jamestown. Walters, Muse, got a chance to interview Muse. What a great kid. Aiden Braun, I mean, they're loaded for bear, this Jamestown team.
Well, they have 8 returning state placers, and not just like 7th and 8th placers. These guys are guys that have been finalists, guys that are top 3 and 4. So Jamestown, by far, starting off the season, is the number 1 ranked team, and will be tough to beat. They also have to get down into weights, and it all comes to the matchups. There's that range. Bismarck High returning points is a little bit farther down, but then they've got this place where you have the gap that they can grow. Jamestown's points that they're returning, if you're a state champion, you want those same points back, not that you're going to improve on those points.
So let's look at these two teams individually as the Demons. Ultimately, you mentioned Ben DeForest. He's out. He was a state champ last year at 113. And you've got a number of returning state placers. You'll see some tonight. You'll see Cade Newsma. He was a state qualifier last year. Hudson Egberg, he was a placer. He placed 4th. He'll be wrestling tonight. Carson Lardy, he wrestled on that dual team. He'll be wrestling tonight. Connor Harbison, we'll see him. He's 6th and 126. Ty Sanders, interesting for him. He wrestled, what a bad weight class to pick. He's wrestling in Ararujo's weight class last year. Now he's changed. You get your best wrestlers on the mat, and Sanders is definitely one of them. One of the lone seniors for the Demons, just 2 of them.
Well, I tell you what, he found his way on the podium last year at one of the toughest weight classes. He found a way to place 8th, which is a big building block for him coming into this year to be a leader on the team.
Yeah, and so as we get going, we'll kind of talk about some more details with these two. A little more organized in these in terms of what we got in terms of, and we're going to make sure we get a chance to interview Aaliyah Cullinan when we get an opportunity here. Is just a great chance we can talk to her, and I know they're going to go out first, but when we got just a brief moment, let's do that. Let's see if we can get Aaliyah on the mic here. Aaliyah, what a tremendous match. Talk about what's going through your mind knowing you got to get a pin in that last match. What's going through your mind knowing you got to get a pin in that last match in order for you guys to get a chance for a tie or a win?
I always just go out there thinking, having a good positive mindset, and I just think about dominating, and that's all I do.
And you dominated, absolutely. And, for you to prep for this group to come out with the Demons, you guys were down 24-3.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind at that point in time when you're down so much early on?
You know, it was hard to watch because last year we had a really good year, but I know it's just the first one, and we're going to come back, and we're only going to get better.
You know, and to feel that you potentially just wrestled in the first Class A dual match ever, the official one, what does that mean to you?
You know, it means a lot, but really, I just go out and I have fun.
And you have fun. Well, we are so excited you got a chance to stop and say hi to us. What a great victory and great success for you the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very well spoken, and great. Got a chance to have Aaliyah come out and talk to us, and we're so appreciative of that. As you know, the girls are super excited. You can see that part, and they're going to be obviously watching this boys' duel. We got lots of people watching here live, and hopefully we got a lot of people online as we're getting ready to kind of get things going. As this first match will be at 152, so it'll be Tate Olson for the Demons. Olson's a senior. Last year, Tate Olson was 31-20. He was a state qualifier at 152. Actually took 7th at 145 the year before that. Olson will be wrestling Clark Thompson. He's a freshman for Legacy. Wesley Jordan is who they said now is wrestling. So they made a little change up there as originally that Thompson. So Wesley Jordan.
I'm guessing Clark will go down to 45 then.
Okay. We will make that change and keep going.
Yes, Wesley Jordan. He's got a big,
the Demons right away.
Shoot-a-fill, and Bismarck High finds a pin. 26 seconds. Tate Olson.
Boy, Tate Olson, that was just a dominant performance by Olson, the senior. Well, they changed the time right immediately.
Yeah, 26 seconds. Good thing I got that down.
Okay, so 26 seconds into it, Tate Olson at the 26-second mark of the first period.
Well, the big changes that are going to happen are actually in the lower weight classes. Okay, this is 160. Okay, at 160, I do see Isaac Mitchell going out, and this is LJ. So Bismarck High favored in this match. Three-time state champion LJ gets in on Isaac Mitchell right away, throws a leg in.
Oh, no.
Now, he can be very punishing on top. If you watch him wrestle, it is crazy. There we go. Off the edge. Now, Isaac Mitchell can be very aggressive. He does sometimes go a little bit too hard where he gets himself out of position. Very strong. LJ's got a little sit-back tilt here. Throws the legs in so well. I mean, he's just a snake. Trying to reach to the far side. Flips the hips. He's got Mitchell on his back already. He's trying. Got him now in a headlock. After throwing the legs in. Always has people in trouble. I tell you what, LJ can be a nationally ranked wrestler. He's right in the mix. He goes to a lot of national tournaments, and he's got him tight. Pinned in 45 seconds. So Bismarck High takes a 12-0 lead here. And I tell you what, Legacy just has to keep their heads up and keep working hard. You know, they
stay hot with the technical difficulty on that one, fans. My bad. Is the
now as they announce here,
stuck on that one, so that was a pin.
45 seconds. Got to listen close because who's coming out for Bismarck High? I can't quite tell. It doesn't look like James Nagel. Let's see who this is.
The Demons are up 12-0. Yeah, James Nagel, a junior. Brett Miller, a sophomore for.
Shot in right away. James Nagel finishes. Going straight to. You'll notice Bismarck High works a half even from the knees. They do a sit-back series from that. So if somebody pushes back into them instead of grabbing the wrist, they will just take it back and do a tilt off that. So the old, putting a half on when they're on their knees, it can be dangerous. but he's still just riding, doing a good job keeping on the hips. Trying this deep waist and a half. Miller needs to stand up, get some position here. Bottom wrist, nice breakdown. 1 minute into the first here. Nagel's been around the room a long time. He's got a lot of experience. There's that half, that stand up, that sit back half kind of type of thing. So you see them always putting pressure on the head. This is a Chad Renner special. He likes to throw that half in from anywhere. And so you got to control a hand, get a single leg up, get good base and position. There we go. That's it. It's a restart.
Face mask fell down, or the head, not the head.
The old headgear.
It looked like a face mask as the headgear went down across the face of Nagel, or of Miller, excuse me.
And Miller was fighting some position last year, trying to get some time in with Drake and Stugelmeyer always kind of in his way of getting on the varsity spot.
Miller plays a little football, running back and linebacker for Legacy. Had a good season, finished 6-4 in the season. Got to the playoffs.
Here's that half, and then he just tries to pull it back, and it can be potentially dangerous.
So right now, Demons lead at 2-0. Nagel on the takedown.
Right here, Miller has to stay in it. The Demons got a big start with two good wrestlers. Trying to see if he clasps. But, Miller, this is kind of how you got to start tapping those Demons down a little bit, because when they start getting on a roll, they can put up points quick.
So if you just joined us here in this one, folks, the first match, you missed the first two matches, and that's our technical difficulties. As Tate Olson pinned Wesley Jordan in 26 seconds, and then LJ Ararujo, he pinned Isaac Mitchell in 45 seconds. So the Demons are up 12-0, and right now in the third match of the night, James Nagel leads Brett Miller 2-0 as we start the second period. Nagel trying to face up, and he does. He gets his escape, so he leads 3-0 now.
Well, as I look at Nagel, he's really gotten bigger. He's put in some time probably in the weight room compared to what I've seen him in the past. And Miller, when you get up to these 170-pounders, there's no slouch here. These guys are strong. Nagel with a nice takedown. You're going to see growth. You see sophomores and juniors as they start turning the corner. They want to get on the stand. It takes a lot of work to do it. We always think of some attrition as seniors graduate and then find spots on the podium to basically find a way up there. But last year at 160, there was only one wrestler that graduated, and usually the 60-pounders wrestle 170. So 170, had several returning state placers at 170 also for the bend. So could be, like I said, very interesting as the year goes. So I look at returning state placers for North Dakota at 170. You had Jackson Walters from Jamestown. You had William Ward from Fargo North. You had Tate Estenson from Devil's Lake, and you had Micah Larson. I know Micah Larson could be back at 170, but the rest would pretty much have gone up a ways.
Yeah, so right now Nagel leads at 5-0, 47 seconds left to go in here in the second period over the sophomore Brett Miller, who's working on trying to get some additional back points, or some points, as Miller just has not been able to get out of the grasp. Once Nagel's been riding, Miller has not been able to get any escapes.
He's covering the hips well. He's not actually, what's interesting is early in the season, working this half, he feels very comfortable, but you have to get a breakdown in there. You have to try to break somebody to their hips and to their sides. He's actually given Miller a warning for stalling up. There's that half.
Boy, with strength right there, and Nagel
powered him over, just took an advantage. And a fall. 3 minutes and 50 seconds for James Nagel.
That was what you called strength right there, as he absolutely picked him up and bulldogged him over to his back with that half.
Well, he wore him out. He just kept throwing the half on, and he just basically had an opportunity, pulled the hips in tight, and whipped him over. Next up, you got Tyrus Jangula, looks like he's checking in.
Yeah, Jangula, he checked in. He under 170, so he could have wrestled at 70 or 82. A junior. Last year, Jangula was a fourth placer in the 160-pound weight class. Finished the season at 32-13. He'll take on Lincoln Lamar, a freshman for Legacy.
Well, he was Century's ex-wrestling coach's son.
Okay.
Lives in the Legacy district. So His dad retired from coaching and is helping out probably a little bit in the legacy room now.
You think so?
As his son is wrestling there. Thick freshman, man. He's going to be good.
Big hands, long arms.
This could be a very good match. Jangula's got a little bit more experience. Also does a nice snap down, head in the hole. Finishing across.
A good combination there to get back behind him, pick up that 2-point takedown.
Now watch, he'll be doing this half series, sit back half. You can almost predict that he's got him in trouble already with that sit back half. Jangula's tough with that half. Sit back. What they do is they want them to turn their hips the opposite way in their head. It's kind of interesting on how that works. If you really think how the sit back half works, somebody sits back and they turn a certain way and their head is the wrong direction. So that half just sinks in there if you're not prepared. Okay, he's just trying to sit back, pull back. He did get too near fall there, so it's 4-0 Jangula. No, Jangula's a light 82-pounder, but he's got an opportunity if he wanted. Really, probably could go down to 70, and probably, he did play a lot of football this year.
He did. Jangula is a running back and a linebacker as well for the Demons. For Mark Gibson, they went winless this year, first time ever in the program. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, you got a lot of playing time in the football field. Hopefully that'll turn around. They had a lot of wrestlers. LJ got to play some football this too and never played before, so they were looking.
Just good control on top by Jangula.
And you can't look into this. That sit back half, he's in trouble again, and he's got him very tight. The freshman's having trouble getting off his back here. He's trying hard, fighting to a short time. Coaches are yelling out. He's going side to side, trying to kick the referee in the face so he doesn't see it or something.
Jangula trying to
get out of bounds.
Suck that in as much as he can.
4, 3, 2.
Got it.
Ball.
2 seconds remaining in the first period.
158.
Tyrus Jangula gets the 6-point fall. That'll make it 24-0 for the Demons. All pinning combinations for the Demons, starting out with Tate Olson, then Araujo, James Nagel, and now Tyrus Jangula. They'll move on to another football player in Bridger Owens, a junior. Will take on Hayden Stymist for the...
Well, Bridger last year was injured. In fact, he was injured a little bit during football too this year, but he had heard something and he had to have surgery, so he missed the wrestling season last year. He's really ready to get out there and shine. He was just on the verge the previous year, as a freshman, even have an opportunity to place.
Okay, so that is not Stymist. They put somebody else in now. Gavin Gwynn is who is wrestling for Legacy.
And Bridger also is a little bit on the light side, probably for 195. Gives Bismarck High an opportunity to do things later on with the duel. If he's down to 82 and can still wrestle 95, just opens up all the different opportunities to move people.
2-point takedown for Owens.
Trying this crossface cradle. And they're making it look ugly quick here. Legacy's got to step up here. You want to make this duel a little closer.
Get behind on that cradle, see if you can pick them up.
Yep. Pull back over the top of it.
Scouten got 3 points already on it.
Little bottom knee in the side, in trouble. He's almost pulling it so hard he's lifting the other side up. 48-second pin. Bismarck High's come out to wrestle tonight.
Well, there was discussions of, where the matchups, and, where is the Demons' strengths? Is it in these upper weight classes? It's the lower weight classes maybe where, with DeForest not wrestling tonight.
But what's interesting, Legacy lost a lot of their bigger guys, and it's going to take a little while to get them going. This opening duel doesn't fare well for the guys with less experience. They're going against probably one of the best teams in the state.
So I think we got
Schlafman.
Yeah, Schlafman for... Yeah, Aiden Schlafman, the junior, against Carter Johnson, just a freshman. Schlafman last year was a state qualifier at 195.
And he surprised people sometimes last year. I watched the duel last year against, I'm trying to think
St. Mary's I saw early on. Schlafman against Century. I don't know if he wrestled against Century.
But he came out last year and wrestled real well. No, I watched the duel again, the championship. They let him wrestle in the state championship duel, and he beat a kid that was a state placer, and he just wrestled really well. You know, and so he's
trying to get around behind him.
But a lot of potential. He's been wrestling for a long time.
There we go. Good spin. Gets around, gets that 2-point takedown for the junior Schlafman. It's 30-0 on the BNC Bank scoreboard. It's been all Demons. Now, the girls was 24-3. I don't know if this is going to be a comeback like that.
Well, the 30-0, you don't want to start off that way, any team. You know, even as these young wrestlers, you got to build one step at a time. You know, one thing, it's a stand-up, it's an escape, it's putting pressure back, it's doing the right things to improve as the season goes. You know, I don't know, an opening duel against Bismarck's always going to be tough in their gym.
And this was switched because last year St. Mary's was the first duel of the year, so there was some schedule changes for Bismarck High.
And they do that every year. The Class A coaches get together at the Rotary Wrestling Tournament, actually bring their schedules, and they start matching them up. And some coaches have some preferences based on, you know, how the duels went the previous year. There we go. There's a nice escape.
Escape by Carter Johnson. He gets an escape, cuts that lead in half to 2-1 on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
Yep, and then also when they start looking at their schedule, you know, they want to face good competition throughout the year. That's why last year Bismarck had a real good dual team and went against Pierre. You know, Pierre, South Dakota was looking like they were going to be in the mix to win South Dakota's and didn't, but they lost the duel.
They lost 39-20, the only loss of for the Demons last year in the dual competition.
And so the coaches have an opportunity to kind of set these things up, and then it depends on schedules of gyms.
Yeah, they don't wrestle Pierre this year, but they do wrestle Sydney,
yep.
Montana, I know. So 2-1 as Schlafman will take down in this first start to the second period.
Oh, trying a little Peterson roll here. Got to keep positions. You know, he's trying to peek out that backside. Johnson doing a good job. Oh, got in trouble here.
Good reversal there as 4-1 now for Schlafman.
You know, Johnson's pretty young. He's got to, again, get his base, get an escape again. Schlafman just controlling, trying to throw legs in. Now, this is one thing the coaches last year, I remember yelling at him quite a bit. He does try to throw the legs in as a big guy. And when the big guys try to throw legs in, they're not always the smoothest. They get high, they get caught sometimes. You know, they like putting the legs in and controlling because it's so much weight on somebody. But
yeah, a lot of pressure right now on the
you do it to the wrong
midsection.
Wrong big guy, you're getting rolled and put on your back pretty quick. So, but you know, you notice he's trying to throw legs in. It does wear the guy out.
What point are we looking at a stalling in the bottom as?
You know, as you can tell, the referee's almost like talking to him a little bit. And it depends on, you know, if a guy's dominating the match, sometimes they'll stalemate it first. Like throwing a leg in here, it's hard to get up. Any big guy. They're not going to call him for a stalling usually. Just usually a stalemate, start him again, and then if he lays on his belly, then he'll call stalling.
So
like
there's a stalling.
Yep. And he called the top guy for stalling.
Oh, interesting.
Well, and it's a referee trying to say, guess what? You're really not trying for a turn. You're just wearing them out. And you're just sitting on top. You're on top of the legs. Some referees think you got to get off the hip. Some and try for a legit, you know, turn. And as you notice, he was just riding. But
33 seconds left in the second period as Schlafman leads 4-1.
So that's the part where a referee can actually play a little role when they shouldn't, but they need to control it. And sometimes a stalemate, start them up again. And
you see the coaches not saying a lot on the Demons side. Head coach Jeff Schumacher, the national coach of the year last year, and Mark Lardy, their co-coaches.
Yep. Years of experience. You know, in a duel like this, starting off 30-0, he's going to be as quiet as possible. He wants his voice.
I'm trying to find him. Where's he hiding?
He's right in the middle in the jeans.
There he is. I got so quiet. He wasn't even, like motionless.
Yeah,
statue.
He fell asleep. No. He actually is not. I've watched over there, and he's staying very calm, very stoic. You know, and
so that'll be the end of the second period as Schlafman leads 4-1 over Owens, or Johnson, excuse me, yep. Carter Johnson. So one more period left here. As now Coach Schumacher gets up and one of the other assistant coaches.
That's Owens. That's Coach Owens.
Okay, there we go.
Yep. And what's interesting is he knows who the coaches in the room are. And so Owens is with the big guys.
Yep.
National champion for University of Mary, stud wrestler, and in the Hall of Fame, you name it, and just he comes over with the big guys, and when he says something, those big guys listen. He was a Greco master that Owens could throw. Man, he had such great balance. I watched him wrestle out at Mary sometimes and just surprised me on how he just took some of his big guys and just launched them.
So Schlafman right in time. Now fans don't like it. The officials are going to talk and say, I don't know what's the call here.
Called him, unsportsmanlike, because he shoved him afterwards on the edge of the mat. So he gave one.
So he gave
Carter Johnson
a penalty point to Carter Johnson because Schlafman shoved him. So this is 4-2 right now. It's a close match. You got a reversal, an escape, and a takedown, whatever, and Carter Johnson could have a big upset here, and is going to get an escape. So it's going to be 4-3 with 1:35 to go here on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
And he's in the match. The Schlafman does this every once in a while, where he just kind of doesn't do enough to go way ahead. I saw something of a big guy there. Now he was actually trying to step on his foot. Oh, nice high crotch finish, double.
Yeah,
it's actually a very good move.
Ripped the hands up, ducked under,
he actually
picked up
did
the leg.
Old, I'm going to step on your toe and single you. I saw it coming because Schlafman tried.
So you're going to let him go, then it'll be a takedown and an escape. So it's back to 6-4.
I think Shuey said, hey, enough of this riding. You're a better, just take him down, release him.
A little fireman's carry, picked up to the single leg. Oh, man, almost a reversal. Officials don't let it go. Right away, got behind him. Boy, look at the flurry of activity in this last period.
Good balance. The Legacy's crowd trying to get him into it.
Look at I love it how all the you don't see it right now, but the wrestlers are up.
Oh yeah, you can't see it quite on the camera. But so in on that high crotch again. Turns the corner, gets a takedown up 8-4. Just kind of make the gap a little bit. Shuey was kind of getting upset, I think, that he's letting it be this close.
So he knew that he was a much superior wrestler on his feet. So that's where Coach Schumacher makes his money. Said, all right, let's go. Here we go. Get up.
Yep.
Take him down. Let him up.
Because all it takes is a little side roll out of position. That's what it looks like Carter's trying to do, is get a little side roll in, catch him.
Looks like this one's going to end at 8-4. Demons will win this one. They'll get 3 more points. And that's all she wrote in this one.
Okay. Well, it took a little bit, but you saw some nice high crotches out of Bismarck High there and finishes. So
Aiden Schlafman victorious, was 8-4. So 3 more points for the Demons. They'll go to 33-0. They'll move on to the heavyweights. Another one of Mark Gibson's football players, Sam Larson, the freshman. I think he had a broken foot early in the season, missed some time, and who is he wrestling?
This is Jacobson, Håkan Jacobson.
Okay, the senior Håkan Jacobson. Actually, Schlafman pinned Jacobson last year in the duel, so Jacobson's a big dude.
Well, I tell you what, I talked to a couple of coaches, and they say that one of their most improved wrestlers coming into this year was Sam Larson. He's been looking pretty good in the room. He looks stronger. If football has done that to him, he's more aggressive. He was always kind of stand backish a little bit, but everybody loves the big boys, so the crowd's going to get going. I'll tell you what, this is, Larson has had a lot of time in the room and worked with a lot of good wrestlers.
Big guys pushing back and forth. I mean, Jacobson, he goes about 6'4", 6'5", so tall for a heavyweight too. At the leverage.
No, and it's going to be, again, getting angles, and they're getting a lot of pummeling, moving one guy to the other side. Oh, told them not to headbutt. Basically, they don't have your helmets on in football anymore. But usually in a situation like this, you do see a lot of heavyweight matches being lower scored because they're just battling. They're pummeling, they're pushing, they're fighting, they're trying for these underhooks, trying to get angles. But it's mass versus mass most of the time. Well, I think this first takedown could be huge. Usually in a match like this, they overextend themselves a little bit, maybe snap somebody down, little duck unders.
There hasn't been any shots yet either. I'm a little surprised that Larson hasn't tried anything yet.
Well, he likes this underhook, it looks like, on both the right and left side and tries to pop it up.
Oh, what strength by Jacobson, man. He just manhandled him.
That looked pretty good. But Larson is working underhooks. So if you watch Larson, he's getting underhooks and trying to get angles, but his head's in the wrong spot. He's got this underhook and he's got his head on the opposite side. He needs to get the underhook and the head on the same side to really start getting an angle. Or else he's gonna, if he does that, then he's got to do a cross, basically knee tap, heavyweights do, and then you get yourself in the possibility of getting taken down yourself. You're not at the right spot. Now,
with 22 seconds in this first period, down to 20 seconds, still scoreless. The Demons lead the team competition 33-0.
And it looks like Jacobson feels comfortable with the overhook and then head position. Oh, Larson.
Oh, there's a power. They're going to say he's off. And that was a good job there as he kind of got him off balance and then did a power move. That was almost like an offensive line block right through Jacobson. He thought he was down. He thought he got taken down. Official said, nope, hey, you're okay.
He got tripped a little bit. He just hip bump. Both guys have had the opportunity to take the other one right to their back on the out-of-bounds line.
So through one period, still scoreless. Red will get to decide. That's the Sabres. That's Jacobson. He'll take down.
Okay. Early in the season, get him to take down. Feel comfortable down there. Now see if he does an inside leg stand-up or an outside. Usually heavyweights do an outside leg stand-up, so they're susceptible to a little chop here.
Jacobson's a big dude.
Outside leg stand-up. There we go. He is. He definitely is.
Got to escape. They gave him the escape, so he's got him in a...
Oh, Larson tries to get in on that double.
Larson's still working it, trying to grab... Good job of spinning around now for Jacobson. Wow, that was close. That was a smart job underneath by Larson, recognizing and ran off the mat. I mean, you could get potentially called for...
Yeah, you could get dinged for it, but it kind of like almost he was pushed at the same time he was running, so he got away with it.
And why not do it?
Yeah,
I mean, could have been a takedown instead. Nothing happens. You're standing up now as Larson trails Jacobson 1-0 with 1:32 to go here in the second period on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Here's that underhook again. Now he's going to try to cow catcher him. He's got his head buried under his armpit here.
The cow catcher.
Yep. Oh, he snap him down. Now, Jacobson in this situation, when he does something like that, he can throw a big headlock too if he catches that elbow on the other side. Larson's burying his head now a little bit better. He was kind of getting his head out of position before. You get that headlock and underhook, get that head on the opposite side, you're in trouble. Pummeling again. Oh, there's a shot by Jacobson out of bounds.
It's just so hard to get down low enough to get that center of gravity from Jacobson down low enough. These two guys are gassed, just kind of leaning that 280-pound bodies on each other.
Half the match left yet, too, if somebody doesn't go to their back.
Larson trails 1-0. Jacobson still leads, 50 seconds left in the second period in the BNC National Bank scoreboard. I tried the underhook throw. That's not happening when you're trying to pick up a guy at 285. Hoos might have been able to do that last year.
Oh, yeah. Great example of somebody that could just will his way in an underhook and just toss somebody.
Hoos wrestling and playing football at Dickinson State, right? Is that where
That is right. And just again, it's producing those angles. Larson has had a couple chances as it's underhook and throw bys. If he's going to do that, he needs to throw him by. He's looking kind of for a stall, but then you circle in. Larson's been pushing him to the edge, and then you circle in, and then Larson gets pushed out to the edge. But Larson's been controlling the center of the mat. You're the one that'll get the stalling call if you're on the outside.
Perfect example of the different cardios between football and wrestling. So it's 1-0 starting the third period. Larson will get a chance of what he wants. I'm going to guess he's going to take down. He needs an escape to get this thing all tied up. Coach Owen stepped up and said, don't they not know what they're supposed to do at this point in time? They don't.
Yeah. First no. I guarantee he's thinking, why do I have to go down? But I better get out of here is what I'd be thinking. Because you don't want this weight on you. You notice he's got his head down. You go to your belly. Not a good thing. That's Owens.
So now you got 285 leaning on you.
Now you got Owens going to come out and get in his eye view. He's going to walk all the way to this other side and got to
get your head up, right?
Yes.
Get yourself to your base.
Cannot be on your belly no matter whatever happens here.
That's just pure strength and size. I think Jacobson was happy that he got to pick top.
No, you have got to be on top. You have to pick bottom.
Right, exactly.
But this 1 point lead picking down in the second is kind of important because he still had a little more energy than Larson had.
33-0. The Demons lead it in the duel. Now they're going to be a stall.
He's warning the Bismarck because he's on his belly. Not because of effort or not because he's not getting off to the side like the other referee. It's because he's on his belly. If he'd be on his knee, then guess what? Legacy would be in trouble if he'd be on his knees. This is just...
He put that right arm, which was green. The Demons are green.
Yep, and that's why you got the stalling put against him. And you just and if you're the Legacy wrestler here, you're not in any trouble. You haven't been warned. You basically can keep controlling wrists. He's going to try to pull a wrist out. If he can pull a wrist out, then it looks like he's trying to get a turn.
Actually, the Demons are red. They warn green.
Okay, warning red. Okay.
Now both sides have been warned.
Okay, now
right, so both sides have been warned now.
Yep, Legacy is the red color. Does he have the red leg band? I don't think so. I think he's just got a red sock or something.
Well, you can't have a red sock on, can you?
Yeah. Oh.
So 30 seconds left in this match.
And Larson's laying on his belly again.
Larson has got to get up, and this is where you got to get that.
Or, and Wyatt Pollock's not going to cause this match to go overtime with the guy lying on the bottom. He might give him a stalling himself so that he goes up 2-0, but he's not going to cause this match to go tied.
Well, there's action. Jacobson he's active on top. He's moving around. He's doing different things. He's trying different stuff. So 7 seconds left in this match, and looks like this is going to be the first win for these Sabres as Jacobson's going to be victorious 1-0 in this match. So that'll be 3 points for the Sabres, 33-3. That moves us from the big boys to the little ones as Cade Newsma right now, he was scheduled. Cade Newsma, freshman, and Dylan Sadness early. He's a 7th grader. We'll see if that's how they continue to do this. Newsma 4-4 last year, was a state qualifier at 106. They got him ranked number 2 in the preseason poll at coach's poll at 106.
Well, I tell you what, he looked good at the end of the year, and you get to have extra wrestlers at the state wrestling tournament.
You also had a guy in Walker Sabbath that was ranked 3rd for Legacy, not wrestling today.
Yes, and he was one that got a little injured.
Okay,
I had heard, and so that would have been a great matchup if you could have saw it.
Yeah.
And so
Sandness, the 7th grader.
Yep, and you also sometimes you have wrestle-offs right before this, and something happens, but the coaches are the ones actually that did this first ranking, and they're the ones that sent in everything, and then they just get compiled.
Okay.
So, officially, I had 0 to do with this first ranking. My rankings is a little bit different.
So you're saying this is wrong?
Yes. I do, because here's what's interesting. There are wrestlers out there that didn't wrestle last year. Example, heavyweight. Century will probably have one of the top 3 heavyweights in the state, and he's not ranked right now.
Okay.
Because he's a returning state placer as a sophomore. Then last year didn't wrestle because of turf toe.
Yep.
And he has a chance to win it all. So imagine Century not being ranked at all, and then all of a sudden you got 30 points at a state tournament. Because you're there.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And so that's why the rankings will be a little bit different as they go.
So takedown early on here by Cade Newsma. He's up 2-0 with 107 to go here in the first period over Dylan Sandness, just a 7th grader.
Well, again, they're finding guys. If you don't have a guy that's a freshman in the Bismarck school system, the only way you can pick somebody that's a 7th and 8th grader in the middle school is if
it's an open weight class.
Open weight class until after the middle school season's done. So that's what happened here. Right now they had no one to fill that spot, so they could do that.
That's nice for Sabres and nice for Sandness as a 7th grader. You get to step up and get some great experience here wrestling on the varsity side against Newsma, number 2 ranked wrestler in the state of North Dakota.
Well, and he can turn people left and right. I've watched him in Mat Pack wrestling since he was probably, before he went to school, 4 or 5 years old over the years here.
So they got 3 points on that one. A 3-point near fall, so Newsma will go up 5-0.
And he has got a nice sit-back half series. He's got a nice chicken wing series. He does a lot of things right. So let's see if he puts a couple different turns.
You talk about Mat Pack, and people were talking about these kids have wrestled together in Mat Pack for a long time, so they know each other very well.
Right.
A lot of the kids.
And so Legacy now has kind of a feeder program too, with they have a wrestling club also, but it's still
not all their kids
new.
are wrestling in it.
Correct. They're still finding guys off the football team, finding guys in the hallway. Legacy has developed their program a lot of different ways, but what's interesting is Mat Pack has kind of been the dominant program for so many years with the kids. And then you got the Gorillas who have really come on, which has kind of been Century's feeder. And then It's funny how that is.
Yeah, so at the end of
5-0.
the first period is 5-0. Newsma just dominating this first first
I
period.
give Sadness a lot of credit. He's sticking in this. He's staying hard against a kid that, as you can say, is bigger. You can see size-wise. If we even looked in probably at the weigh-ins, there's probably a discrepancy even in the weigh-ins.
He's ranked behind Aaron Morris of Williston.
Well, they looked at a lot of how they happened, varsity matches as of last year. Some of these guys got some varsity time, and so the Williston wrestler probably wrestled him last year. Someone beat him, so that's why he's up there. But now what I'm expecting actually Newsma here is to actually find a different turn series.
He's doing a lot of different tilts and things like that to get his back points. He hasn't got any pinning combinations ultimately early on.
Right, here's that half though.
There you go. You just heard me, right?
And in trouble.
That's not good.
And again, they get high on the head and crank the head over, and the body just follows it.
Yep, there it is. 1:25 left in the second period.
Yep.
Which means
2:35.
2:35. Another 6-point.
39 now for the
39-0. We'll go to the 113-pound match. That looks like it's Elijah Kanapik. He's a freshman, and he'll be wrestling Nicholas Ensminger. Now, this is a name. Ensminger ranked number 2 in the preseason poll. Now, this one's probably accurate. Ensminger number 2 behind Grable of Valley City. That's a name that's had a fairly successful career, him and his brother, right, Coy?
And here's what's interesting. So that
Napik.
Yep. That Walker Sabat also I don't think had made weight yet either. I think he was at 113. So in that weigh-in sheet, actually I think about that now. He might have weighed in for the JV matches.
Walker Sabat, he weighed 109.
So he wasn't injured, so he didn't make the 106.
Okay.
But they're expecting him to be down there later in the year.
Okay.
Now, Nick Ensminger was ranked 1 for the majority of the season last year, and then got caught in the semis and got beat.
He finished right 3rd in the 106 last year.
He got caught in the semis by a kid from Cheyenne, I believe. Zink.
He's got a takedown right now, and he's got some back points.
Yep, landed Zink last year in the semis. I think it had a heck of a match and caught him.
Napik's in trouble.
Well, Ensminger is tough. I think he won pretty much everything. The Rotary, all the tournaments last year. So he's going to get a little revenge, I think, is on his mind, and going to take
50-3, and like you said, he lost to Zink 7-5 from Cheyenne in the semis.
Yep. That's just from memory. Good research on your part. You got handouts, foldings. I tell you what, you did your work.
So,
tell you what, prepared. I tell you what, I've never seen a person more prepared of what you're doing here. I mean, I do a lot for but I base it off my memory. There's a big pin.
Ensminger just jumped over the top of him, got a good job. Then
123.
So that was the 123 mark.
But, I prepare for some stuff, like when I do, let's say, podcasts and do some things and interview some people. But you are superb. I tell you what, you're doing a great job. I know wrestling background for you is a little...
Well, I wrestled through 6th grade, and I have friends that I followed wrestling for a long, long time. I've been a huge wrestling fan, went to many, many state tournaments over the years, went to a lot of them with Pat Sanders. Ty Sanders' father, I went back in the day when... What happened there?
A forfeit. That's where the guy did not make weight.
That's right. Workman did not make weight, so Joey... No, what's timeout? They moved that up to 120 is the...
No, so that was 120.
Yeah, that was 120. Kramer must be moving up.
Yes, Edberg moved up.
I'm sorry, exactly. Egberg moved up.
So what they did is they brought Ensminger, they brought Ensminger out at 19, and they gave him the forfeit.
Well, that's it. So Brody Kramer's, who's wrestling here? They announce it yet?
Yep. Oh, wait, this is
Ensminger. This is Joey Ensminger.
This is Joey.
So it's a good matchup between
takedown.
Joey and Egberg.
Yep. Okay. This is interesting because Edberg took 4th last year. Egberg at 106. And Joey Ensminger took 7th at 113.
And he's ranked 6th right now in the preseason 126. Egberg ranked 4th in 120. So this is the matchup you want to see. You want to see these kids playing early, right? You don't want to see the open weights, and for the fans. So a 2-point takedown for Ensminger early and a 1-point escape for Egberg. Now we're trying to get that single leg takedown.
Yes,
Got
nice
to
little
trip
single.
that leg. Yep. No, good.
Nice scramble.
Good defense.
And Joey did a good job getting his leg back.
1 minute left in the first period. The BNC National Bank scoreboard 2-1. Joey Ensminger leading.
Hard worker. One of the hardest workers
quick.
I've seen him over the years. Non-stop. Joey has gotten so much better. This could be a takedown straight to his back. He's trying to sit into him, get him in trouble. Oh, and you see different scrambles. Now this type of wrestling, where you, nice finish.
Oh, that was a good, he pulled him right back with that single leg.
We call that a Bazagar finish.
Okay.
It goes back to a Russian
Hudaha?
finish. Yeah.
Bazagar?
Bazagar, yep.
Okay.
And it's basically what sometimes they call it running the pipe, but it's
So Ensminger got the takedown on that one. I mean, the quickness is obviously another level for this size.
Well, if he's wrestling his brother, they've got triplets, the three brothers, and so these two, honestly, when I watched through the years, nice little, scramble, almost a Peterson roll. Joey sat back through, got out his hand out.
4-1 leads.
Still there.
7 seconds in the first period. Lots of action in this match.
Trying this little tilt here. It's called a cross wrist tilt.
Did not get it. So end of the first period, Ensminger leads 4-1 over Hudson Egberg. Egberg's a freshman, and Ensminger's a freshman as well.
Well, this is awesome. I tell you what, given a chance for one of these two to meet early on, I expected to see this maybe in the Mandan Lions tournament or one of those.
And that's coming up, right? That's the next tournament.
Yep, so we got Thanksgiving here this couple days, and then the following weekend, got a big round-robin tournament, the Mandan Lions tournament, where Rapid City comes in, Sturgis. You got, Heading Girl usually send a few wrestlers there. You have Killdeer brings a couple wrestlers from Class B, but then you have just the powerhouse of teams come in. When you have those Rapid City and South Dakota teams come in, it's crazy how tough that tournament is. But I tell you what, Joey's doing a good job riding here.
Just switching things up back and forth, right? Trying to keep him off
and it's got
balance.
A chance for a cross-face cradle here.
And standing up.
He's got to lift
trying to get standing there. Nice job escaping. Walked out of that. 4-2 now as Ensminger's leading.
Well, Hudson, I know he's got a great single series, and he
tried to grab it there. Good sprawl by Ensminger.
Now, and then when you look, there's a great shot between the legs. He's going to do that same sit back into him, try to get him in danger toward his back, and then you would do is hook this ankle.
So what the defense that should be happening for, you can't keep the head. You can't obviously put the.
Yep. And so the defense on this is doing what's called a leg pass, but he's not in position to do that anymore. He's got to grab that ankle, and he's got to throw it all the way over the top of his head, but he doesn't have the ankle. He's got kind of the thigh. That's 2 right there.
There he's got it. 6-2 now, Ensminger's leading.
Ensminger did a great job staying low on that. You teach that once you do that shot through, you have to sit back into him, put the pressure on the Bismarck guy to make his choice on which way he's going to roll. And he rolled kind of the wrong way. Maybe Hudson in that situation doesn't know how to leg pass, where you got to grab the ankle and you throw it over your head, and then you're in a scramble position between both wrestlers.
Both wrestlers freshmen, we talked about that.
Now this could be, no time left.
So end of the second period now in the BNC National Bank scoreboard. 6-2 Ensminger. Joey leads Hudson Egberg.
Well, I tell you what, Ensminger's listed at 126, but he weighed in at 119. So these guys could have wrestled down at 120.
He was 119.2 he wrestled. He came in at.
So it gave Legacy some options to move some things. So by winning the flip and seeing who went out first, Bismarck High couldn't send somebody out there, so they could send out their lower wrestler, and Joey could wrestle up.
Well, clearly Jacobson and Monk, the coaches for Sabres, wanted this matchup.
Yes, that's exactly what they wanted here. So now, in this situation, Ensminger did a good job. He's on bottom, got his choice. That puts Edberg, in a situation where he has to turn him or he has to cut him. being up by 4, a lot of times you feel very comfortable on bottom not getting turned. Edberg's trying to throw the legs in, trying to power half, but most of this is not going. You almost got the first half of this period. It's done a minute. It's been wasted here.
Trying to break him down when he's doing nothing other than just riding him.
Up by 4. So, you might be putting pressure on, but this right now he's forcing him probably to cut him and try to get a big throw.
Coaches on the sideline not chiming in at this point.
I see Joey Schumacher over there, probably works him a little bit. I see him yelling a lot on this match.
Okay.
Here's this sit-back half series. This is where he's dangerous. That's more dangerous doing a sit-back. His throwing the legs in was wasting time. This sit-back half series, what Bismarck is known for, see him turn the wrong way for a second, that half is deep.
30 seconds left in this match right now.
As they're saying, head up, but they don't.
So now they're giving a warning. Not a warning. They gave a penalty point to Egberg.
I didn't see that there was a warning previous.
I didn't either.
I'm usually pretty good at seeing that things. But
so 15 seconds, 6-3. Ensminger's leading this one.
And he's going to win this match. Edberg's high, and he's not going to get a turn from this position.
They won't get a reversal. They won't get an escape. But
it's a huge win here.
And I would say that Ensminger's was predicted to win.
No,
you don't think so?
No. No, a 7th versus a 4th. Edberg was, when you think about it, took 4th last year versus a 7th place guy.
Well, 2 different weight classes, obviously, 113 and 106. So the final score, that one was, they took it down with 6-3.
Yep. So now we've got another match here coming up. Looks like we have.
That gives them 3 points right there. So
it's got Lardy coming out.
39-18. Yeah, now we look up. We have Carson Lardy and Jimmy Shar, I think.
Nope. This is J.J. Thompson.
They moved J.J. Thompson down.
Yes, that's J.J. He weighed in at 32, so he could go down. They moved him down to get a good match. 2 state placers here.
Yeah, Carson Lardy's coming in. He placed the dual team. He didn't place last year, but he was a dual team member.
That's right.
And J.J. Thompson was 3rd at 120, ranked number 3 in the state at 132.
Well, Lardy, I tell you what, was just on the brink last year of placing. He gave fits to every guy he had wrestling, and he was young, so you know that he's going to make big strides.
Coach's son.
Yep. And so we'll see what happens here. Now Thompson, he's senior this year, and he is really, really tough wrestler. Can be dominant at different times last year at 120. I thought he might be a guy that you'll see in the finals. He gets little spurts at where he just looks so good.
You just joined us. We started at the 152-pound weight class. The Demons had 4 consecutive pins. 5 consecutive pins, started out 30-0. Legacy's kind of working their way back in this one now. They've outscored the Demons 18-9 over the last, 6 matches.
But then if you want to get into a duel like this, you need to find ways to get some pins. These victories just to get 3 points here and there. Bismarck High finds a way to win these duels because they put people away. There's a nice shot, double. Lardy then squares up.
Yeah,
nice sprawl.
Good spin.
Yep. Sprawl and square up. That's all he did to put pressure on. That's usually, if you get a good shot like that, you got to shoot. Oh, you then got to change your angles here a little bit, get more angle. He just basically stuffed his head underneath and then squared up. Trying these doubles, he might have to try a little sweep single or something here. Lardy, there's that drag off of it. Nice.
We went for the single leg takedown, and boy, just a quick move by Thompson.
Yep, just a re-drag on the outside from it. And that was again, if you look at that, we don't have rewind here, but people can go back on their internet sometime and look at that. You can see how he created an angle. As Lardy put one way, he came the other way to get the angle with a little drag. Nice score.
So J.J. Thompson's a senior.
Yep. And sometimes you call that a shot reshot. Like one guy shoots, and you change position so you can get your shot.
Right. So it's good defense or good counter.
Correct.
Counter moves.
Counter wrestling.
So 2-0 after the first period. J.J. Thompson.
Looks like Thompson took down
Jesse Thompson. Jesse J.J.
Known him for J.J. In fact, I've known his dad for a long time in the kids wrestling.
Escaped 3-0 now as Thompson escapes.
What's interesting is they were willing to wrestle anybody. Didn't care about losses as kids. And for an example, if you'd wrestle up some weight classes, just to experiment, wrestle different kids. I remember one time JJ was probably about 20 pounds less than my boy, and even went up and wrestled him in a freestyle tournament just to get some matches.
Well, that was sure a good move too. Another counter as
snap spin.
Yep,
counter wrestling. It's a good way to you learn quick. That's perfect. No, as we do these broadcasts, I'm excited because we'll both learn a lot.
We've got like 3 or 4 broadcasts this year, and actually Scott Woodmancy's even going to get into the fray as he's going to be in New Salem, almost to.
Tried to stack him up with that same half
I don't think they gave him any points. He didn't have enough 2 seconds.
In fact, Thompson's been in the mat pack room enough to know to backs it, turn also. So
5-0, Thompson leads, 58 seconds to go in this second period on the BNC Bank scoreboard. Chuck Claremont and John Gums on the call for you on our first wrestling match of the year. We had a little bit of technical difficulty to start this match out. We really apologize that those of you who didn't get a chance to see the first couple matches, and as Tate Olson got a stick in 26 seconds, and then LJ Arugio, 45 seconds into the match, he got a pin as well. We missed those 2.
And now it's just a little control wrestling when he's on top here. He's really not in a pinning situation. Sometimes the referee will try to pick this up, a 2-on-1 ride and a 1-on-1 ride.
So as a coach, what are you working with your guy right now? Are you?
If I'm the younger wrestler right now, again, it's little victories. You have to get a leg out. You have to stand up. You cannot stand bottom and let the guy just wear you out.
Yep.
And so that's always what you have to do with young wrestlers. Now
working a tilt, got his hands on.
Yeah, it's a chicken wing kind of stack tilt.
Yeah, stack. Yep.
Yep.
Nothing. That would have taken a lot of strength to get that one, pull that one off. Through the second period now, it's 5-0.
And he picks both up.
J.J. Thompson leads right now over Carson Lardy, and Thompson, he moved down in weight class. Thompson was going to wrestle 138 originally, and they moved him down to wrestle Lardy.
Well, I think in a situation like this, actually, as the veteran wrestler a little bit, Johnson, JJ is basically going to, try to keep pouring it on, putting the pressure on the young guy, make him make mistakes.
Well, what a quick shoot there, too. And right now, Lardy's doing a pretty good job trying to keep that defense, but.
Well, he changed it up a little bit. He went from a double to a single and got him off balance so that, being able to change up your takedown, makes a huge difference.
Coach Schumacher's up, so is Coach Lardy. Lardy's talking to his son.
Trying to get this leg pass. So he's reaching back to that leg and trying to throw it over the top. But again, Thompson did a good job staying down low.
And, just patience right there, too, as he just waited and waited for Lardy to move in a right position to allow him to get control.
Okay. Well, he cut him here. He wants to get a major at least.
Yep, so 7-1 right now. Major, you need to get to.
Up by 8.
Sorry.
Yes.
But up by 8.
He's
7-1, 50 seconds left in this match on the BNC Bank scoreboard. It's Carson Lardy and J.J. Thompson.
So now I'll teach you something here a little bit. As these guys are wrestling, you start watching them. When they're playing their defense, they've got 3 lines of defense. First if you notice they're head-to-head, you block with your head. Okay, then you have your hands is your second thing. And then your third then is your sprawl, your legs. Okay, Thompson did a good job clearing the head and clearing the hands.
There's quickness there. Nice. So now we're at it. Yep. That 8-point decision you're talking about, it moves it up to 4.
So now
points.
Bismarck High, their victory they want from him is to try to get this escape before the end and get away.
So you got 13 seconds. Can he get up? Can he get out?
And he looks wore out.
He's working hard, though. He's not giving up. He's trying to get to that base, give Lardy credit, as Lardy's going to go down in defeat 9-1 to J.J. Thompson. That'll be 4 points.
Yes, to make the duel 39-21.
Well, they don't waste time taking that off the clock. We tell these guys so many times saying, hey, they do it at the end of the game sometimes too for basketball. They turn the clock off. We're like, hey, take a deep breath. We're doing this thing live. Let us see the score.
Yep. We don't have commercial breaks.
No commercial break. There's just no opportunities here. As speaking of commercial breaks, stay tuned, fans, for after this game, as we will have a post-game show. The Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show. Planning Team Financial Advisors helping clients work towards financial freedom. We'll have the Sport Clips Wrestler of the game. We'll have the Jobbers Move of the game. So think about that one, the Jobbers Move of the game. And right now we'll step up to Connor Harvison at 138, and he's wrestling
Jama.
Yusuf Jama.
Yep. And so
Jama, a freshman, Harvison, a sophomore. Harvison, 12-8 last year, 6th place in the 126-pound weight class, ranked number 5 in 138-pound weight class.
Jama squeezes him straight to his back.
Oh, my. Boy, good job getting out of that. That could have been disastrous.
Oh, boy. I tell you what, that was great. Nice strength, trying to get a cradle on him right away. Surprise Harvison here.
So 2-0 right now. Jama leads Harvison.
Well, Harvison's kind of like a deer in the headlights. He didn't know what's happening to him.
Oh, now he's in cradle. Oh, he's able to get out of that. Didn't get any back points. Yeah, Harvison's got to kind of go, okay, let me take a deep breath here. This is not what I expected. It's not who I was expecting to wrestle this guy, first of all.
Yeah, bear hugged.
58 seconds now. He lets him up. So 2-1 after the escape by Harvison.
Well, Harvison last year, when I watched him at the end of the year, he was so aggressive, where he would just start pounding people. And really, so there's a little, nice little, what they call, just a little
get a
shuck.
2-point takedown. Yeah, just kind of shoved him aside, got behind him.
They call it a shuck.
Okay, now he's slowed life down right here. Harvison's going, trying for a tilt.
Well, he's got to get his senses back a little bit. After getting bear hugged, he was going,
that's
fight off
almost
your back.
knocked the wind out of him underneath, kind of trying to dig that arm out and get that tilt.
Jama is a good young wrestler.
He's grabbing a hold of his knee, not with that right arm, trying not to allow him to get the tilt.
Right. Not to get that power half.
Yep.
Basically trying to keep his elbows tight toward his body. See how he extends them long? It's like, as they start throwing the legs in, you want to extend them long. See how his elbow comes above his head? That hurts.
So good active first period there as Jama kicked it off with a good takedown and then was an escape and a takedown to finish off that first period by Connor Harvison. Harvison will take a 3-2 lead on the BNC Bank scoreboard.
We'll see what happens on this takedown series here. Now I think he's going to go right back to that over-tie shuck. There it is, over-tie shuck. He got it before. He's going to do it again. But the Jama catches his leg and actually has him in trouble. Oh, he scoots his legs, throwing the legs in. Jama actually had him for a second, almost.
He wants 2 points.
They want 2, but here's what's interesting. Between the 2 referees, you have an assistant.
Yeah, now he's got, because he had that left leg, he had it locked around, so he had control. That's what both Coach Lardy and Schumacher were saying.
Usually what it takes is to get behind the arms, too. Now, having the leg hooked is enough, but you also got to get behind the arms, and I think they were worried that he still had his arm inside the leg, and they tried to hold back from giving the points too early. And that's usually college
I think that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Be conservative as an official. It wasn't like there was a time issue. I mean, that was at the 1:30 mark, so we're at 1:10 the second period with that 2-point takedown as Harvison takes a 5-2 lead.
Now, Harvison was the overall favorite big time in this match, and I'm really impressed with how Juma's wrestling here. He's not exposing himself. He's keeping his elbows tight, so he's not going straight to his back. As a freshman, the adrenaline starts going. This is a good start.
Yeah, Harvison, another football kid as well. He played running back and D-back. So
he got a lot of playing time. I think he's just a sophomore.
Absolutely is. And Coach Gibson in this wrestling, they've got a lot of kids doing both. I like that, where you're playing multiple sports.
Over the years, the old Andre Twites, the Kringleys,
Kelly Kringley, Guy Chase.
You got to see all those guys.
Absolutely.
It's been a while since we've heard a lot of wrestling names, except for, our
Terry Steiners.
Yeah.
Those names have never gone away.
But I'm talking about football at
right.
Bismarck.
Oh, absolutely. There you go.
They're yelling, "Go run it, run it!"
Got to walk it around, right? Got to get.
Does he have the double chicken wing?
No, he just
single?
has the single.
Short time, 1 second left.
Oh, there we go. I think.
No.
Did he get 2 at all? I don't think he quite did he?
I don't think so either.
They want 2. They want to get 2 seconds. I don't think he quite got that second one there.
I think you're right.
Good move. Pinning combination, couldn't quite finish it though. So 5-2 after the end of the 2-second period. But the Harvison leads.
The only one was Hoos, playing football over the last few years.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But it's nice to see it. I love it because you look at the Jamestown team who dominated in football. It was their wrestlers.
Yep.
Yeah. It was
the All-State, 3 kids All-State. Braun, Walters, and. Who am I missing?
Was it not Gall? No, not Gall.
No, Ethan Gall. And he was a second team All-State. Okay. Come on, he was a he won.
Yeah.
Come on. The kid was, I interviewed him at the end of the game. Help me out. I'll tell you right now. It's Colton Muse.
Colton Muse.
Jeez,
Yeah.
hello. I forget that name.
Yeah.
It's a good job of riding on top of this third period right now, trying to get something.
Well, him throwing legs in too is kind of interesting because,
yeah, no,
you know, a leg rider likes guys throwing legs on usually because they understand the position. And he's.
So Lardy's talking to him saying, I don't know if he's saying let it go or what's, they got to.
Yeah, you want to, in fact, take that leg and push it to the mat. You don't want to pull it into your body because it's like seat belting yourself for no reason. So you got to take that leg. You got to actually take that leg and push it to the side and hop over it.
So at 5-2 right now, Yusuf Jama, he's got to get 3 points to get back in this match. Almost an escape. They call it yet?
Oh, he's trying to throw a big headlock. No, I'm impressed. He keeps fighting and going.
He does.
You know, it's still a closer match than Bismarck expected here. I'll guarantee it.
So now another ups. Now they finally get the escape. So 6-2.
I would go right back to the double under. It looks like Harbison's not in shape yet, but he's got that overtie shuck.
Jama needs he could get like a throw and a 2-point near or 3-point near fall for that matter.
I would go straight into that double under and bear hug again.
Harbison's gassed.
Yes. Jama is too.
Now you step back away. That's be careful on that one.
It could be stalling, but because he's running away this whole time.
Oh, yeah, he's saying, 21 seconds.
He just doesn't want to be thrown. If you press in, there's that overtie shuck.
You see he's tired too because now he got behind him. They're going to get 2-point takedown.
That's inexperience.
That was impressive.
But that was inexperience by Jama. He got 3 takedowns on that overtie shuck, which I guarantee a coach is going to look at this and say, guess what? We'll teach you how to defend that.
So 2 seconds, 1 second. So it's going to end at 8-2 where Harbison, good match though. Good hard match by Yusuf Jama, but he falls in defeat to Harbison. That'll be 4 more points, or not just 3 points for the Demons. So they'll take a 42-22 lead down to the final match. And who's this going to be? Ty Sanders will be wrestling for the Demons.
Listen.
Is this Thompson?
Yes. Clark Thompson. Oh, good match coming here. I tell you what, this is going to be a great match. Clark Thompson was injured last year. Got hurt in football, middle school football, 8th grade. Blew his knee out or something.
What the heck?
And he would have been in the mix of placing last year as an 8th grader, no problem.
Sanders, we talked about that, wrestled at 145 in a tough weight class at Ararujo 1, but he ended up getting on the podium, placing 8th.
Well, Sanders is going to have to pull out his senior magic here because this should be a great match to end the night. Clark Thompson, this is Jesse's brother, younger brother, and Sanders is no slouch. He really came on. I mean, he can be aggressive. He does make some mistakes sometimes. It gets thrown to his back, and that's what I would get him out of the throwing positions. He's trying to throw, got his hip under, good, nice. He's long though. It's one thing he'll have leverage advantage on. So, Sanders is in big trouble. Like I said.
Like you said, sometimes he tries to throw and he overcommits himself and gets out of balance, out of position.
Well, I usually consider as a coach, he's got narrow hips. He puts his knees together and doesn't stay wide. And so usually if a guy's going to throw him, he gets in trouble because he's so narrow. And so this is a nice, hops over, can get him in a headlock, right? Oh, nice.
So he got 2-point takedown.
I wouldn't have done that, but I tell you what, people can't underestimate Thompson at all. Now, is he in the opening rankings? Did they have him in there?
No, I don't think he did. They did not. They didn't. I know for sure. I didn't see him.
Because he'll probably be in mine.
Funny. But the accurate one, the true accurate ranking.
No, and here's what's ranking's never accurate, but it's worth a debate is what it is. I like throwing a few people in there to make people debate. And he just did that sit back half. Matt Pack right there. And Sanders is in big trouble. He's looking.
So Sanders is a senior, wrestling a freshman. This freshman is not wrestling like a freshman.
No, he doesn't wrestle like a freshman.
So it's 2-0 right now. Thompson leading. Clark Thompson was scheduled to wrestle 152, but
he's also a 45-pounder. He wrestled in pretty light. I looked at his weight class, probably 144, something like that.
He came in at 143.8, correct? So he could, obviously meet up with this So after this match, stay tuned, fans. We'll get some interviews with some of the winning coach, with one of the wrestlers. We will get that, and then we'll have our post-game show sponsored by Planning Team Financial Advisors. After end of the first period, Clark Thompson leads Sanders 2-0.
Here's a couple things I would advise, though. As being, he's got a little nerves as a senior. He wants to really show up. Right now, he's got to control this period. This is the period where he's got to break him down, and if he can't score on top, at least he's got to shut him out. One way or another, force this match to do something different than what it is. And he's doing a good job breaking him down.
Trying to drive. He's got that right arm underhooked.
Yep. He's in what's called a butcher position. And then he's trying to get this cradle from there. Oh, he's got it. Oh, he's got him in big-time trouble.
We should get two, right?
Yes.
Two. That looks like it's going to potentially be a reversal even. And it is a reversal.
And back points,
And
too.
he got back points now. He got his arm, too.
Almost had him pinned.
He did. So 4-2 right now on that flurry.
And he kicked out of it. Now in this situation, he's in trouble. You can get pinned here on the edge of the mat.
Oh, and he did.
Oh.
1 minute left in this second period.
A 3-minute pin. Man, he had him tight in that cradle.
All right, there we go. We'll see if we can't grab one of the wrestlers and the coach. As we're in the Planning Team Financial Advisors, 42-28. That was 6 points there for Clark Thompson. So he gets 6. Final score 42-28. Demons victorious in this first duel of the year. Earlier tonight, you had an unbelievable duel with the girls. It was tied at 36. You had to go to criteria, and Legacy defeated Bismarck High 36-36 with criteria on that one. So this was closer. It was 30-0, and Legacy came back and wrestled well in the final 6 or 7 matches. We're in the Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show and Shots Crossroads post-game show. Shots Crossroads, your post-game headquarters. Order online at shotscrossroads.com. They got a great menu, includes the famous 99. Order online at shotscrossroads.com. Team buses are always welcome. So what a day in our first wrestling match of the season. Just got some guys wanting to get live on camera. As Coach, we got some guys on the floor. Okay, let's see if we get some things cleared out. So let's go ahead and go down. We are
going to interview head coach, Jeff Schumacher. Been in the program a long time. Tell me what it's like to come into this season, with the team that you're building this year. Tell us what you're working on.
We're just trying to work hard and that stuff. A little bit of newer techniques and that stuff that we've been kind of trying to pick up and learn and teach, and just kind of staying aggressive, being positive, and telling the kids, ask questions. If you don't know the answers, let's ask some questions.
Okay, give us your, how do you think the duel really went tonight? Give us.
I was happy with our score. I really was. I was pretty worried about it. We got a lot of guys. We have a fair amount of guys out of the lineup, and and as I look at it and that stuff, I was pretty happy with the score. I was worried it was going to be a little bit closer than that.
Okay. Well, good job tonight. We're going to interview LJ for a second. Come on over, LJ. Thank you. Hey, LJ. This is LJ. And we got to wait till somebody moves it a little bit. Well, LJ, I've known you for a long time. Tell me what your goals are through the season, and tell us a little bit how you think the duel went tonight.
The duel went pretty good for us. I think we can get a lot more wins at matches that were kind of close. By the end of the season, I think our guys will be beating theirs. And my goals for this season are to just wrestle any tough opponents. Okay. Doesn't matter where it's at. I'm going to try and wrestle anybody that's tough, get wins over them, and just have fun this year and get pins.
Okay, who are the guys in the wrestling room you're working hard with right now?
Working out with Tyrus, Bridger, Adam DeBoer, Ryan Blees. We got a bunch of guys. We have guys coming in working out with me, and it's really helpful to have partners for me.
Okay. Well, very good. I appreciate it. Now, good luck the rest of the wrestling season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that was LJ Ararujo. Great job there by John. Appreciate you getting the interviews thanks to Scott Newstead. What a great night tonight here for the Demons and for Legacy, and just a fun opening round, first dual match of the year for us. So we're PSP Network's excited to bring this to you. And we're going to take a short break. We'll come back. We're at the post-game show. We're going to get we're at the Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. We're going to have our player of the game, our sports clip player of the game, whatever jobbers move of the game, and a whole lot more. We're going to break down these two matches in our post-game show. So we'll take a quick break and we'll come back. We'll be in our Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. You're listening to PSP Wrestling.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Wondering whether you need wealth management? Wealth management is a multifaceted offering that should provide opportunities for growth and security. At BNC National Bank, we pride ourselves on putting your priorities first and providing practical, objective financial advice. Our team can help you assess your goals and take stock of your assets to determine whether wealth management is right for you. Speak to a member of our team today to learn more.
All right, we're back at the post-game show. So chaos here at the Bismarck High Gymnasium at Carlgard Gymnasium. Chuck Claremont and John Gums. And so, I mean, John, great matches today. Let's start with the first one, just kind of talking about the girls today. I mean, all tied at 36. BHS up 24-3, and just the heart of Legacy coming back and obviously tying at the end on a 6-point pin when Aaliyah Cullinan had to get that one. I mean, just an amazing first match in West Region Class A official duel.
Well, I was just impressed with their aggressiveness and how strong they looked. You know, I thought I'd see more nerves or basically a lot more, girls that were probably tired out there, or even some of the guys. But it was impressive. They worked hard, saw great moves. I saw some great headlocks and some great throws from some of the girls early on from Bismarck High. But Legacy just found a way to keep coming back. And good team leadership. I liked the little interview we did with our young lady who said, guess what, she's going to go out and just dominate. I don't hear other guys say that, so it's pretty good.
She did. She absolutely did. And then this match, I mean, Bismarck High coming in ranked number 3 in the preseason poll. And, early on they dominated. They started out with, you start at the 152 match, Tate Olson just quick pin, Arugio quick pin, Nagel dominated his guy and Brett Miller, Tyrus Jangula, and then, all of a sudden, and then Bridger Owens, and then Legacy, give them credit, they started to chip away to get back in that match, and the final scored 42-28, but Legacy's got a lot of good things that they're doing.
Well, we talked to people before the duel, and they were expecting it also to probably be a little bit closer, but Bismarck High, with their experience, came out and put some, their shoulders to the mats and pin the other guys. That early pin, I thought for sure Tate Olson came out as a senior. He's got to lead this team off in the duel at 152, and he came out and just put it to him. When you get a 26-second pin against any other wrestler, you've got to be ready to go. And he really set the stage. Him, and then right away, you got LJ that's going to get his job done, and he didn't do it in 26 seconds. It took him 45. but I was just impressed, with both sides, coming out early in the season and moving people around. They weren't afraid to face competition. They didn't run. That happened with the girls too. Got to think about that. They wrestled. They jumped up and faced, Owens. They came up instead of taking an open weight class, and. You have that. Oh, yeah. If I look at the girls, you had. I know it was Owens. Izzy Owens was up at 110, and they jumped up that Kennebec.
Yeah. And that was dominant. That's Tanafu's sister.
And that's the Kennebec came back, and honestly, she looked
Amazing.
Fabulous.
Amazing.
In fact, she's the one that kind of changed the
She
duel
did.
for Legacy.
Yeah,
by,
absolutely.
By winning that match and going out and doing that.
Yeah, I would completely agree.
But, when you look at the boys tonight, they've got a long season ahead of them. This is just one stepping stone for all of them. The wins and losses, in reality, really don't matter. You got to get 1% better day in, day out, and take the lumps and take the wins and learn from them all.
Well, it was a great night tonight on the PSP Network. I was excited to do this game. We got a few things left before we let you go here. We have our Sports Clips Wrestler of the Game, and Sports Clips, they bring you the MVP of this matchup. Sports Clips is the home of the MVP haircut experience. Nothing comes close to making you feel like an MVP, quite like the MVP experience at Sports Clips tonight. Sports Clips MVP. Let's do both a girls and a boys. What are you thinking of the two?
Yes, I'll go with the boys, and
okay.
I'm going to give it to Tate Olson. I said that he really stepped up tonight as a senior, had to come out and set the stage. So giving him the wrestler, I'm very proud to be able to do that.
And then for the girls, I'm with you. Let's save that one for the last part. The other part, I like that you talked about that Tenefek. To me, the MVP of the game for the girls was Tenefek. She really came out, set the tempo, got Legacy back in it, turned the tide, and got them the victory. So she is our player of the game as well, or the MVP of the game, as well as Tate Olson. So last thing we got to do here before you go is the Jobbers Moving and Storage Move of the Game. Tonight's Move of the Game is sponsored by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you move across town or across the country. Locations: Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, Aberdeen. Find them online at jobbers.com. They focus on the details of the process without ever losing sight of the big picture. Their efficient, step-by-step approach to move management keeps everybody on the same page. Locations: Bismarck, Minot, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Find them at jobberswarehouse.com. Our Jobbers Warehouse Move of the Game goes to...
Got to go to the pin. The last pin on the girls. You got to go with her.
Got to go with Aaliyah Cullinan. I'm with you.
Cullinan came out, and when we interviewed her just for a second, I loved her attitude that she's going to go out hard every time. And I was just impressed because guess what? Sometimes you just got to listen to them talk.
Yeah.
And I just liked it. She wants to be there. She wants to be physical. She wants to go out and just dominate.
And she did. She had to get 6 points, and that's exactly what she did. She came on absolutely dominated the last match. For the girls, she gets her pin in a cradle and ties it up at 36. And from there, ultimately they go to a criteria of which Legacy wins the criteria. They actually end up victorious over the Demons in that first match. So that's it tonight. As I appreciate you, John, everything you have to do. Sorry for the technical difficulties early on there, folks. And there's just early on to get some things organized. One thing I want to mention, too, is we got our upcoming PSP Network. We got lots going on this year. We've got multiple wrestling matches. We got hockey games going on. We got basketball games. There's so many things we're doing in the PSP Network. I'm just excited to be a part of it. Our next thing we got going on is December 1st, boys hockey, Legacy at Mandan. Todd Domrey's Leg and Sedavi on the call. Then the second, we got our first basketball doubleheader, Cheyenne and Mandan. That's going to be a good one. That's 5:45 and 7:30, both the boys and girls. Scott Woodmansey, Cole Hagelin will have that one for you. Thank you all to our sponsors. Thanks to my partner, John Gums. We're going to do it again, John. Repeating our final score tonight. In the girls, it was 36-all, of which the criteria goes to the Legacy Sabres. And then the boys, it was 42-28. Bismarck High victorious over the Legacy Sabres. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And folks, have a pleasant good evening.
25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Hi, I'm Agent Simon Irv Pro with CRSF. What is CRSF? We're the Cleanup and Restoration Special Forces.
Hoorah!
We're ServPro's first responders to your property's disaster.
Admit it, you're no good at handling disaster alone.
Like when you got dumped in high school by Janet Fillmore. She married 3-time world champion yodeler Jovan Bovic. With the Janet disaster, you didn't have a team. Now, you have a team. Elite ServPro operatives, highly trained in disaster cleanup and restoration. If it's fire damage, Agent Fred Iyer. From burnt to unburnt, he does that. But oh wait, it's water. Boom, Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge. But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation. And finally, Agent Smith. He's in charge of restoring your property to its original state. So if you sprung a leak, lit your curtains on fire, or your insulation looks like week old bagels, call ServPro.
At Schatz Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you?